Hello and welcome to Jackie Robinson Field, located right across the street from the world-famous Rose Bowl, for some more CCL baseball between the visiting Conejo Oaks and the home Arroyo Seco Saints. But before we go any further than that, we'd like to take this time to pause and give a shout-out to any and all dads tuned in out there. We thank you all for your time, effort, and dedication in everything that you do. And on behalf of everybody here at the Arroyo Seco Saints Baseball Organization, we wish you a very happy Father's Day to you and yours. Good evening and welcome to Pasadena, and for our broadcast producer Luke Saruma, I'm Riley Hoyne, joined alongside my broadcast partner Dylan DeCesare for tonight's action between the Oaks and the Saints. Dylan, both these teams sit at the bottom of the CCL South standings, but with a lot of season left to go, both these teams looking for a win tonight.
Yeah, let's look at the first visiting Conejo Oaks. On a 4-game skid, a team that was at the top of the CCL, or one of the top teams last year, just not really the start they've wanted to, that 4-game skid like I talked about. And it's really the consistency of those starters. 22 runs among their starting pitching in the last 3 games. That's going to be a place they're going to have to clean up. And in their lineup, it's interesting, based on the last time they played Arroyo Seco in Ventura, 4 guys are only in that lineup from last time. So it's going to be a lot of new faces going against the Oaks.
Yeah, and speaking of a week ago today, these two teams squared off in Ventura, where the Oaks took a 9-4 win. Dylan, you were on the call that game alongside Nick Jepson. What did you see that propelled the Oaks towards victory in that one?
I just think the Oaks were more opportunistic. I mean, the Saints left 12 on base. The Oaks still left 8 on base, but still got 9 to cross, 9-4 win for Conejo. And overall, the pitching, that was kind of the last of, the real pitching struggles, and 13 runs again and 7 runs the last 2 days for the Saints. But they've looked more solid, and I think the Saints are playing their best baseball right now. It's just about finding consistent innings, and it's usually that 1 or 2 innings for the Saints that's really propelling them to, a loss.
Father's Day baseball on tap here in Pasadena. Lineups and first pitch coming up next here on the Saints Streaming Network. Welcome to Pasadena. Arroyo Seco Saints taking on the visiting Conejo Oaks here on Father's Day again. Very happy Father's Day to you and yours. Thank you to all those fathers tuned in out there for all that you do. Riley Horn here, joined alongside Dylan DeCesare, for tonight's matchup between the Oaks and the Saints. Starting lineup for the Conejo Oaks: James Latshaw leading things off, Owen Melly batting 2-hole, Tyson Reese, the catcher, bats third, Dylan Jackson cleaning things up as the first baseman, designated hitter Tyler Antwine batting fifth, Caden Stillwell bats sixth, Luke Medhurst batting seventh, and rounding things out is Danny Aguilera and Nate Lopez going to battle against today's starting pitcher for the Arroyo Seco Saints, Colin Caicedo.
And Caicedo, 4 innings pitched on the year so far, 7 runs against him, 5 strikeouts. And the big thing for him is 62% first pitch strike percentage. I was talking about this with Nick yesterday at Santa Barbara. The first pitch strike percentage is going to be so big for the Saints versus Orange County. They had around 75, which is what propelled them to the 8-3 win on Friday versus the Foresters, 45. And that discrepancy of 30% is going to be a real killer. And Caicedo, he throws strikes, he fills up the zone. Played against Conejo last Sunday. That was actually his last start. Had a rough start of the game that first inning. It's been kind of the thorn in the back of all these Saints pitchers, but he really settled in and retired 6 of the last 7 batters he faced. He only pitched 3 innings, however.
Yeah, you mentioned that start a week ago today against the Oaks out in Ventura. Went 3 innings, gave up 3 earned runs on 4 hits, did Caicedo. And also to your point about the starting pitching, it's going to be huge, especially here early on, as 7 of the 8 Saints losses so far this season, the Saints pitching staff has given up a run in the first inning. They've also given up a run in the first inning in 10 of their 12 overall games. So concealing and limiting this opposing roster, whoever it may be, is going to be huge, especially in the first innings here for the Saints.
Absolutely.
As Caicedo going to go to work against James Latshaw, the leadoff man. Saints rocking their bright white uniforms with the blue stripe across the chest, white lettering on the Saints, and the blue numbering on the back with the navy caps. As the Oaks rock the blue jerseys with the white lettering and the white numbers on the back with gray pants. As the first pitch officially in there, 4:09 p.m. for a called strike.
There's that first pitch strike percentage we're talking about from Caicedo. Needs to start off on the right foot and work at a quick pace as well.
Quickly ahead, 0-2 of Latshaw is Caicedo. Caicedo on the season, 2 other starts, 4 total innings pitched, giving up 6 earned runs with 5 strikeouts on this young summer. Deals the 0-2, it's low in. Caicedo heading into his junior season, looking for a new home, currently in the portal, trying to get as much action as he can in order for these scouts that come out occasionally to the ballparks, try and pick him up. He deals the 1-2. It's lined in the left center field over the head of Braden Flores for a base hit. Leadoff man on in James Latshaw for the Conejo Oaks.
Yeah, only his 3rd hit of the year right there from Latshaw. A pitcher by trade. He's pitched a couple of innings for the Oaks this year, but sees that pitch just inside, hangs a bit. And that's something where Caicedo, it's going to be a worry for filling up the zone if you hang something in there with that breaking ball. However, there's also just a good piece of hitting, getting the hands to it.
Up steps the center fielder Owen Melly, batting 188 on the summer with an RBI and a run scored. Latshaw over on first base after his leadoff single. Caicedo delivers. First pitch just a little bit outside. Defensive arrangement for the Arroyo Seco Saints today. Left to right in the outfield, Carson Panarisi, Evan Ryder, Cannon King. Around the horn on the infield, Sean Asperger in the hot corner, Braden Flores, Dylan Immel, the men up the middle. Zach Light over on first base, rocking the trap with Cam Andrews suited up in the gear to complete the battery with Colin Caicedo. One-0 offering, fastball upstairs, Melly ahead.
Melly didn't really get started this summer until the 16th of June, so really making his first week of appearances, but seen 5 straight games and big success.
Melly coming from Cal Poly Slow, who had a run into the NCAA playoffs this year after winning the Big West tournament for the 2nd year in a row. Strong program in the Middle Coast, California. San Luis Obispo, the home of another CCL opponent in the Slow Blues. That one's fouled off by Melly. Saints this upcoming weekend will take a trip up for a 3-game series against the Blues. Strong team up in the CCL North.
Kind of in that middle area of, a bit too north to call it south, but a bit too south to call it north. So you just stick them in the north, and it's quite a commute for them.
Another pick-off attempt, but diving back safely is Latshaw. Yeah, the Golden Coast, sticks them in the north of the CCL, which, like you mentioned, so many teams up there way north. They got a lot of commuting to do. The Blues, as that one's up and in. 3-1 the count to Melly.
He just needs to battle back here for Caicedo. I mean, you have one on. Just need to start filling the zone, being aggressive. That's something O'Regan yesterday. Well, giving up those 5 runs, he pitched strikes. He was in the zone.
3-1 offering, just a little bit outside. And a walk to put Melly aboard. 2 runners on for the Oaks.
This is similar to how his last game started for Caicedo. Walked 1, gave up some hits in that first inning, so he had 2 on early. This is the place where, again, against Tyson Reese, the same guy in the 3-hole a week ago, he got a strikeout.
2 runners on for the 3-hole hitter, Tyson Reese. Batting average at an even 100 so far this summer with 3 RBIs, 4 runs scored himself. Takes a hack at the first pitch, pops it on the left side towards Sean Asperger. Comes all the way back to his left and drops it, but infield fly rule in play, so batter is out. 1 gone here in the first.
For Asperger, that's something where he doesn't play third all too often. He plays first, got the DH yesterday. If Zach Light now in the lineup, a guy that's had a lot of success at the D1 level in the Sun Belt with Old Dominion. He's been taking that spot at first, so Asperger needs to find kind of some versatility and just kind of sated by the sun. Glass didn't help out too much. Lucky the infield fly rule was called, so it was the out, but one you want to put on the back burner.
Man, infield pop-ups like that with just so much spin off the bat, making it really difficult to track those ones down. Little breeze here in Pasadena as well. Beautiful afternoon as we're right here at 4:15 local time.
I mean, this is, when you think of baseball weather, this is just what your mind immediately goes to. It's a great afternoon. The breeze feels nice.
This one's ripped through the 5-6 hole into left field. Panarisi coming in, fires in. The stop sign was on at third base for Latshaw, but now the base is loaded with 1 out.
Yeah, lucky for the Saints. Getting more great contact for the Oaks, but the Saints, you have Carson Panarisi out there, which we know he can do from left with that arm. Certainly has a cannon, can throw it out to home. I mean, just flashbacks of that Philippines game on Tuesday where he ended the game throwing out someone at home. So they clearly watched the film, was not going to send Latshaw all the way to 4.
Now up steps Tyler Antwine. Just 1 RBI so far this season. Designated hitter, looking to knock in a couple. Bases loaded here early in the first. Check to swing, went around for strike 1. Yeah, beautiful 76-degree day with a slight breeze here in Pasadena. A little bit of an earlier start time. We're used to normally a 5:35 scheduled first pitch that can normally sometimes leak around the 5:45 mark, but bumping it up an hour and a half today. Big hack on the 0-1, quickly 0-2 on Antwine.
It's a good swing and strike right there, and just getting the breaking ball ahead of Antwine way out in front. So ahead 0-2, needs to stay in this and just maintain this kind of deficit he has on this batter.
Gonna need a lot of grit here out of Caicedo, dig himself out of a jam. 0-2, down in the dirt, good stop by Andrews. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And you mentioned Caicedo looking for a new home, and at LMU, he just had so much mixed success there. First year, 15.8 ERA. That whip, not too great in those 11 appearances, and last year only appeared twice. So just did not get the volume either to really have a chance to kind of prove himself either.
1-2 pitch. I want a little low and in. Count evens up at 2s. Good spot now for the Oaks to get on the board first. We mentioned this a little bit earlier, but Saints with a problem so far this season in those first inning runs given up. 10 of their 12 games, they've given up a run in the first inning. 7 of those 8 losses on the season. Saints have given up at least 1 run in the first frame. 4-8 record for the Saints this summer so far. 2-2 fouled off into the Saints dugout. Count remains the same. 4-8 record for the Saints, 5-6 record for the Oaks, both in the 5 and 4 spots respectively in the CCL South standings, and looking to climb their way back up, get into the playoff picture, and both teams in need of a win. Oaks on a 4-game loss streak, Saints on a 2-game loss streak. 2-2 pitch from Caicedo, just a little bit outside, count goes full.
Just doesn't have control of that breaking ball. And so really it's a swing and miss pitch, but can't land it in the zone either. He's been throwing a lot of them as well, mainly that breaking ball.
Antwine looking for a big base hit. 100 average with 1 RBI so far this summer. Payoff pitch. Sharply foul. We'll do the 3-2 again. Good battle here from Antwine.
And he's just asking to get the breaking ball because Caicedo just hasn't had control of it. So anything fast, like Caicedo's fastball, just out in front early, maybe wants a beat on and sitting on one, but it's about fighting that one off and maybe getting on base here via a walk.
8th pitch to Antwine. Called strike 3. Froze him up on the high outside corner for out number 2.
He hasn't gone high with that curveball all too often this first inning, but that's where you go to it. Have that fastball that Antwine's been sitting on just way early. Back him up. Great pitch from Caicedo. First one of the outing for him.
Now 2 gone, still with the bases loaded. Single by James Latshaw, who's on third. Walk to Owen Melly, who's on second. And a single by Dylan Jackson, who's on first now for Caden Stillwell. Third baseman for the Oaks today. Good bat in the middle portion of the lineup. Swing and a miss on that outside pitch from Caicedo, 0-1. Stillwell with a .333 average this summer, 500 OBP. 7 hits and 6 walks with an RBI. 0-1 from Caicedo. Check swing, but held up. Did Stillwell, 1-1.
Knows how to grind out on that bat. And when you're looking at the film for these Saints pitchers, they just walked a lot of guys this year. And immediately when your opposing team coming into Arroyo Seco to play these Saints, you're kind of more inclined to keep the bat on the shoulder just with the control issues Arroyo Seco's had early in the season.
1-1. Fastball on the outer edge for strike 2. Big pitch upcoming from Caicedo and a 1-2 count to Caden Stillwell. He delivers, and it's low and away. Good stop by Andrews behind the dish. Knocks it down, can't find it, but definitely not far enough away for Latshaw over on third to advance.
And that is a veteran block you need from Cam Andrews. Just put that one into the dirt. Although, yeah, he didn't find it. Was not towards the backstop in any shape or form. Caicedo's got to be thanking Andrews that one didn't get to the backstop and would have been a run for sure. Latshaw, if you're on the third right there, 90 feet away, you're always ready for something in the dirt.
Yeah, Andrews, the veteran, heading into his senior season at CBU. Local kid from right here in Pasadena as Caicedo deals the 2-2. It's down low. Count goes full. Bases loaded. Full count and 2 outs. One of the most exciting plays in all of baseball, and we've got one here in the top of the first. Runner's going to be in motion, getting a head start. As Caicedo and Stillwell go to battle. The pitch. On the ground. Diving stop from Asperger. Gets up, fires over, but not in time. Incredible play by Sean Asperger to at least save an extra run, but on the board first are the Conejo Oaks.
and he nearly got Stillwell at first, just a bit off, but heck of a play from Asperger. We talked about it. Hasn't played much third all season long. Has that mistake earlier in the inning, the pop-up he dropped. Still wasn't out due to the infield fly rule, but gets a great glove on that one, uses all the length he has. Yeah, and denied more runs, but still on the board, the Oaks.
So that's now 11 of 13 games for the Saints this summer that they've let up a run in the first inning. As up steps Luke Medhurst, starting right fielder for the Oaks tonight. Still with the bases loaded and 2 gone. .294 average so far this summer for Medhurst. Okay, Sato's 1-0, catches the low outside corner to even up the count.
We talked about this, or I talked about this with Nick Jepson last Sunday. A guy, Luke Medhurst, that doesn't wear the batting glove, something that could be intimidating for a pitcher. I mean, if you know batting gloves, you know he's not really afraid of anything. Doesn't mind a little vibration on the hands.
Definitely an indication of a scrappy, sort of old school look with a guy that's, like you mentioned, not afraid of getting some blisters and some calluses on the palms. 2-1 count to Medhurst. That one just above the letter line. Now 3-1 count. Medhurst way ahead. One run already plated for the Oaks, looking for more. Base hit ball 4 situation for Luke Medhurst. 3-1 in the zone. Count goes full, and we've got another bases loaded, full count, and 2-out situation. Caden Stillwell just an at-bat ago, able to cash in 1 run with a ball down the third base line. We'll see what happens with Medhurst. Checked his swing. Looks like he went around, throw down to first in time to retire the side. But the Oaks get one here early and lead going to the home half of the first here on the Saints streaming network. Bottom of the first here in Pasadena. Arroyo Seco Saints getting their first set of at-bats, trailing a run. Leading things off for the Saints is Braden Flores, followed up by Carson Panarisi and Jacob Freer. Batting cleanup, Zach Light. In the 5-hole, Evan Ryder. Cannon King batting 6th. Cam Andrews 7th, Sean Asperger 8th, and Dylan Immel rounding things out as the second leadoff man down in the 9-hole against Will Kaczynski on the mound for the Oaks.
Yeah, 7 innings pitched for Kaczynski this year, 4 hits, 1 run in those 7 innings, and both of those were starts. Walked 3 guys, struck out 8, and this dude 6'5" as well, so you already know he likes to dominate with that fastball, and it's going to come down even harder with just the verticality he has.
First pitch to Braden Flores down low. Likely the strongest bat in this Arroyo Seco lineup. 356 average. The team leading 15 RBIs as he knocks one up the middle and into center field for a leadoff base hit.
Yeah, I think that's one of the keys to the game for the Arroyo Seco Saints, and it got started yesterday where no hit for about the first 2 innings and a half yesterday versus the Foresters, and what they really changed was the aggressiveness, getting early counts and just taking swings at things. Don't want to fall behind there, and Flores is one of the best to do it this year for the Saints.
Yeah, been a really strong guy up in that leadoff spot. So now he represents the tying run here in the first inning. So up steps Carson Panarisi, who takes a mean hack. Foul tips it right back into the glove of Tyson Reese, who's suited up in the gear to complete the battery with Will Kaczynski. (0-1). That one away, now 1-1. Rest of the defensive lineup for the Oaks. James Latshaw, Owen Melly, Luke Medhurst left to right in the outfield. Caden Stillwell in the hot corner. Danny Aguilera at short. Nate Lopez, Dylan Jackson on the right side of the infield. Again, Reese and Kaczynski as the battery. That one once again missing down low. Now Panarisi ahead 2-1.
Some Panarisi patience that he really needs. Yesterday was 1 for 4, had a great swing to left field, but did have 3 strikeouts, a lot of swing and miss stuff on that Forester staff. But same thing here, Kaczynski certainly has the swing and miss stuff.
Lined right back up the middle into center field for back-to-back base hits from Flores and now Panarisi.
They're seeing Kaczynski real well right now and just seeing that one on the inside and send it right back up the middle. That's a great piece of hitting by Panarisi. Having your first 2 guys on via a hit, nothing else, is a pretty solid start for the Saints. Again, that aggressiveness.
Oaks, half inning ago, had back-to-back guys on base in their 1-2 holes. James Latshaw singling, Owen Melly drawing a walk. Latshaw would come around to score, Melly stranded at third base. As we mentioned, we were talking in between innings, but bases loaded, 1-out situation for Caicedo on the mound for the Arroyo Seco Saints, and only giving up 1 in that spot is huge, as it gives your offense a really good chance to get back into this one, trailing just 1 instead of more.
Gives Caicedo a bit of momentum as well. I mean, had no momentum with that base loaded situation, but then managed to get out of it, has to feel some type of way about it despite giving up the 1 run.
1-0 pitch, breaking ball down the middle to Jacob Freer, the designated hitter for the Saints today. 286 average on the summer with 5 RBIs, a double and a triple. With nobody out and 2 runners on, go-ahead run over on first base. Carson Panarisi, tying run being Braden Flores at second. As Kaczynski delivers and produces a swing and a miss from Freer, 1-2.
It's kind of pulls a string right there on Freer. And talk about him in the DH spot. I've seen that kind of mixed times this year. And, you know, his bat's super valuable, but his glove as well is just something that you also want out there. And if the Saints, they've had some defensive struggles recently, at least this weekend versus Santa Barbara. Just haven't been able to glove a couple things where they've usually been able to.
1-2 on the ground right side. 4-6-3 in time for the double play. So now 2 gone here in the first with a runner on third.
Now in a great double play to turn. Like you said, 4-6-3, and Freer using all of his speed, half step really beat him out, but still advances the runner 1 more. Sacrifices completely off, though, for this guy in Zach Light, the cleanup hole.
Huge 2 outs picked up by Will Kaczynski. It's now just 1 out away from escaping the first inning clean. Zach Light looking to have something to say about that with a runner on third base. First offering to him, inside corner, strike 1. Kaczynski coming into today with 2 other starts on the season. Total of 7 innings pitched this summer with a 1.29 ERA and 8 strikeouts. So a really strong guy on the mound for the Oaks. Saints looking to change up those numbers a little bit as this one's lined into left center field. That one splits the gap, and we're tied at 1s. Light heading to second base. He's going to put the brakes on there with a 2-out RBI double.
Zach Light, first week as an Arroyo Seco Saint, making it happen right there. And that's just another great piece of hitting out over the left center gap. Perfect placement right there. Lets the bat do the talking in that approach. Gold star.
1-1 ball game here in the first inning. Both teams getting a leadoff single and capitalizing on it. Still with a runner in scoring position for the Saints and Evan Ryder, who digs in. .351 at batting average with 10 RBIs so far this summer. Fouls the first pitch straight back, and we've got our first wedgie of the night.
There we go. Add it again to the tally. And talk about Ryder, 10 RBIs. He's second on the team behind Brayden Flores. It's 15. Both those guys in sort of the CCL standings on the upper echelon of players.
Evan Ryder also tied for the team lead with doubles. He's got 3 so far this summer. Tied with, I believe, 3 or 4 other Saints. So the Saints have been hitting and have some good pop in those bats. Now in an 0-2 hole is Evan Ryder. Kaczynski comes set and delivers. Swing and a miss. 3-pitch strikeout to retire the side, but the Saints tie it up. We're headed 1-1 to the second inning here in Pasadena.
Baby, if I seem a little bit distracted, like I'm in another place and another time. Well, I apologize for the way I'm acting. I just got a lot of loving you on my mind. Ever since there's a morning, I've been wondering how you do that thing you did last night. Well.
Back here in the second inning, 1-1 ball game on Father's Day. Again, happy Father's Day to all you dads out there as the Oaks going to look to retake their lead. Danny Aguilera, Nate Lopez, James Latshaw, the 3-2 up in the 8, 9, and 1 spots. Still against Colin Quesado, who here on Father's Day is rocking a very fitting glove, that bright blue color. So he delivers the first pitch. It's fouled straight back.
Like you said, very fitting glove. You can see that one from a country mile away. Nice glove, though. I'd certainly want it in my collection.
Yeah, definitely a nice one. Bright blue. Very fitting for Father's Day. As we were talking in between innings, Dylan, we turned around, and there's a really good crowd here today. A lot of Oaks fans making the trip out. A handful of Saints fans as well. And you would imagine a lot of these middle-aged gentlemen out here, fathers of the players,
Absolutely,
so spending their Father's Day out at a ballpark. Great place to spend a great holiday. It's now a 2-1 count to Aguilera in his first at-bat, excuse me.
Yeah, there's nothing like fathers, sons, and baseball. You feel like the three just go hand in hand, especially in the summertime.
That one's up and in. Now a 3-1 count to the 8-hole hitter, who's batting .357 so far this summer. Smaller sample size for the Oaks shortstop, however, just 14 at-bats. As Caicedo deals the 3-1. That one's upstairs for a leadoff walk.
Just cannot navigate that curveball high. And was able to land it against Antoine last inning, but that one gets away from him. Aguilera reaches.
Leadoff man on an inning ago when the Oaks had a leadoff man on. It was James Latshaw, who's now on deck. He had a leadoff single, would come around to score the first run of the day for Conejo. As now Nate Lopez down in the 9-hole looking to execute some offense and get a leadoff base runner at least up into scoring position. He'll take a swing. Baltimore chop to Asperge, who has to get it over his head and will not have a play. So a walk and a single to get 2 runners on for the Oaks.
It's a really unfortunate day for Asperger so far. I mean, the infield fly, a great play, which he didn't get credit for because just late on the throw to first, and that one a high chopper. No play was really gonna be there. Just had to make sure it didn't get farther into the outfield.
Oaks in the first inning went single and walk. Now go walk and single to flip the lineup card over to James Latshaw, who had that leadoff single and would come around to score run number 1. As the first offering from Caicedo misses upstairs.
They've just been seeing him well, and that's kind of one of the benefits of you see a guy on back-to-back Sundays. You know what Caicedo is going to throw even more and how he likes to navigate these hitters with what pitches he's going to throw.
1-0 downstairs, 2-0 to the leadoff man in Latshaw. Yeah, Caicedo started that game a week ago today. Oaks took the W 9-4 in the first game that these two teams square off in this summer. Two prominent opponents in the CCL South looking to claw their way back up in the standings as the 2-0 pitch is fouled straight back.
Kind of those only 2 teams that are in the, get to say the Los Angeles area, so bit of a battle for LA here, one on the northeast, one the complete west of LA.
Two-one pitch, called strike on the elevated breaking ball, 2-2. CCL South also outfitted with the Santa Barbara Foresters, the MLB Academy Barons out in Compton, and the Orange County Riptide down in Irvine, along with a couple of affiliates, but the affiliates not going to be in the CCL playoff picture, so it's just those 5 teams battling for a couple spots in the South region, as that one's fouled back by Latshaw. We'll do the 2-2 again.
Also always depends if, Santa Barbara, a team that's one of the best teams in the CCL, sometimes they opt not to go for the playoffs. They do the National Baseball Congress World Series, and their team is just nationally, recognized and will always be one of those best teams in the entire nation in terms of summer ball. So sometimes it can be a 4-team race as well, and Saints are at the bottom of that.
2-2 from Caicedo, once again fouled off. Last 2 times out for the Saints, they've dropped 2 in a row to the Santa Barbara Foresters. Yesterday by a final score of 7-2. A couple nights ago, final score of 13-9, I believe.
Yeah.
Could be wrong on that. I'll double check myself. 13-9 was that final score. So a couple drop games to the Foresters, like you mentioned, Dylan. Very strong team always historically down here in the CCL South. 2-2 fastball runs up and in. Count goes full.
And they're just a team as well that is led by a great head coach, Bill Bentard. 30 years in charge of the Foresters. When I read that, I was shocked, but he's truly one of the best summer ball coaches, and why a lot of guys wanted to go play for him, and has players on that lineup that from Arkansas, Texas, a lot of these premier programs, especially in those SEC schools, go play for him.
That one's in the dirt for ball 4. Once again, bases loaded in back-to-back innings for the Oaks.
We'll see. Pitching coach for the Saints come out and just talk to Caicedo. See what arms will also get warming up for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Saw 4 guys come in yesterday, so none of those guys will be available. But, again, more struggles. thinking there would be a pattern like last week where Caicedo, the rough first inning, then really settled in, but just hasn't really found any comfortability.
Whole infield going to come in to have a conference with Matt Stone, Saints pitching coach, as well as Colin Caicedo up on the mound, who in his first inning gave up 3 hits and 1 run, 2 strikeouts, and stranded the bases loaded. Now the bases are once again loaded for the Conejo Oaks, in the heart of the order coming up. Owen Melly and at least Tyson Reese, Dylan Jackson in the 2-3-4 hole. Still with nobody out here in the second inning. Those 3 likely to come to bat, barring any double plays. Time to bear down for Caicedo. He was able to do so in the first inning, got a ground ball, but fortunately, after a great diving stop from Asperger at third, he didn't have a play, so the first run scored. Now he's looking to have similar results. Try and prevent any damage from the Oaks. First pitch swinging is Melly, but coming up empty.
The first pitch, it has seen some swings and misses and in the zone. It's really been the second and third one where he's just fallen behind. I don't think he's really thrown many strikes in the second and third pitch at these at-bats.
Oh, 1 pitch off the end of the bat into shallow right, down for a base hit. Coming to score is Aguilera, station to station for the Oaks as they retake a 1-run lead.
Owen Melly does a solid job of seeing that one on the outer part and just goes inside-out action. Cannon King stops it to avoid another run scoring, but like I said, station to station, all things as intended for the Oaks, and this is looking to be one of those ones where a lot of hits on the board will be back and forth.
Leadoff walk comes in to score for Conejo as they take another 1-run lead. 2-1 ball game here in the top of the second. Still with the bases loaded and nobody out for the 3-hole hitter Tyson Reese. On the ground to the right side. 4-6 over to 3 in time for the double play, but another run coming home in the form of Nate Lopez. 3-1 here in the second.
That's the second 4-6-3 double play we've seen today in these first 2 innings. But that's great infield defense from the Saints. And yes, another run scores, but you still get those 2 outs. Caicedo has to be happy in terms of the confidence he's going to have in his defense to really pepper the zone, knows what he has behind him.
Now Dylan Jackson, the runner on third base and 2 outs. Jackson singled his first time up. Leads the team with 3 home runs as the cleanup hitter and first baseman for the Oaks. First pitch missing from Caicedo, 1-0. Pitch swung on and missed, 1-1.
And Jackson's always going to take a big swing at those. I mean, cleanup hole for a reason. 3 home runs on the year. Only Oak with over 2, leading the team as well.
1-1 offering, low and away. Count goes 2-1. So after a leadoff base runner for the Oaks scored in the first, back-to-back leadoff base runners scoring now here in the second. James Latshaw on the first leadoff single came around to score. Danny Aguilera leadoff walk scoring here in the second. Then followed up by a Nate Lopez single who has also come around to score. So the 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed. 2-2 now to Dylan Jackson. James Latshaw then walked. He's over on third base. Owen Melly singled with an RBI to score run number 2 for the Oaks, and he was put out on the 4-6-3 double play. 2-2 elevated fastball swung on and missed for strike 3. But retaking the lead are the Conejo Oaks, and they lead by 2 now here in the second inning. Cannon King leading things off. Saints once again trailing, but now trailing by 2 here in the second inning. King followed up by Andrews and Asperger as the 6, 7, 8 spots of the Saints order. Will Kaczynski still on the mound for Conejo after giving up 1 run on 3 hits in the first inning. Delivers a first pitch strike to Cannon King here in the second, who on this summer is batting .344 with 5 RBIs and also tied for the team lead with 3 doubles. Takes a hack, fouls it off himself, 0-2.
Yeah, also a guy that, with how he's done in the summer and how he did last year at Cal State University of San Marcos, has now a chance to play UCSD next year. He's going to be a Triton. So congratulations to Cannon. Seen the swings and what he's been doing this summer. Has kind of been shaky as of recent, but started the summer off about 500 in those first 6 games.
That one lone in, 1-2. He announced his commitment earlier this month. Going to be playing at the D1 level now, and the numbers so far this summer definitely showing that. High average with good pop as well. A home run, 3 doubles, 5 knocked in. That .344 average. As he puts one on the ground. Over to Nate Lopez, who fires over to first for out number 1.
Didn't get rewarded for that one, but King's been putting some decent swings on that one, just over that one. My apologies. Easy play for Lopez.
Cam Andrews now digging in, the veteran catcher, heading into his senior season at CBU. Another D1 guy here for the Arroyo Seco Saints, and another guy who's showing it with those numbers. Team leading .364 batting average to accompany 3 RBIs and a .548 on base. Incredible stuff so far from the backstop, who for the most part has been splitting time with Nick Nishiwa behind the dish for the Arroyo Seco Saints. But he's starting to emerge as sort of the more everyday guy with the offensive clinic that he's been putting on so far this summer. It's the 1-0 pitch, catches the low outside corner to even up the count.
He's a guy that loves keeping the bat on the shoulder, and that on-base percentage really reflects. I mean, he hits to get on base as well, but his eye is extraordinary. 2 walks on Friday versus Santa Barbara. That 1 strikeout, yes, but just can get on base via the walk so well.
That one down low, and it almost helps in Andrews' case to be a catcher behind the dish as you get to know that home plate umpire's zone from the defensive perspective, so that when you go out on offense, you have a better idea of how that umpire is calling pitches and whether he's favoring inside, whether he's favoring outside, and what that zone kind of looks like. And once you can nail that down defensively as a catcher, it really goes to your benefit offensively, as you see that here, staying patient and working himself to a 3-1 count as Andrews.
Yeah, it's a very cerebral player, sees what he wants and doesn't swing out really much, has a very tight zone for himself.
3-1 pitch, takes a hack, it fouls it off from the Saints dugout. Count goes full to the Lancer against Will Kaczynski, heading into a sophomore season at Ventura College, where the Conejo Oaks play this summer. As Kaczynski goes elevated fastball for the swinging strikeout of Cam Andrews in out number 2.
Just elevating a rare Cam Andrews strikeout right there. That's a good pitch from Kaczynski. And when that fastball is on at the top of the zone, it's one of his best pitches he can really go to.
Up steps Sean Asperger, left-handed hitting third baseman for the Saints. Another guy who's definitely patient and willing to get on base via the base on balls. 7 walks this summer to just 4 hits. As he pops up the first pitch on the left side. Shading over is Stillwell, coming back into fair territory and making the grab for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down, half inning in the bottom of the second as we head to the third here on the Saints streaming network.
All right, hello and welcome everyone live from Jackie Robinson Field here in Pasadena. Evan Davis joined alongside Adam Beck, and it's the home opener for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Looks like it will hit into the gap. Yes, it will, and it'll score a run off the glove of Pollock. That will score two. It's quickly 4-0, top of the first inning for the Oaks. 3-1 offering, low and away for ball 4, and that will bring in the first run of the games outside, ball 4. Fisher stumbling off the mound. Saints just finding any way possible to get some runs, and they've now walked in 2 with the Saints as a pass ball gets away. 5-2 lead for the Oaks. 2-1 offering, that one down the third base. Beltowski will fire that one across. And 1 out now, but the runners advance to now be 5-3. First and second as they connect again. Carrillo did get a great read on that, and it's over his head. Ground rule double, and this game is tied. The 1-1 offering is connected on. That's in the left field, and that'll do it. The Saints come back down 5-2, and Peter Wirth walks it off.
How about a 4 spot by the Oaks to start things off in the first inning? And how about a 4 spot in the bottom of the ninth for the Saints to end things in the 9th inning? What a game for the Saints.
Top of the third here in Pasadena, 3-1. Conejo Oaks ahead of the Arroyo Seco Saints. Tyler Antwine, Caden Stillwell, Luke Medhurst, the 3 due up for Conejo, looking to extend upon their 2-run lead.
Caicedo offers third inning of work, and at that 3-run mark that he had last time versus Conejo, more trouble this time out, but he's been getting out of these situations quite well. Both of them ending with a strikeout.
3 strikeouts in 2 innings so far for Caicedo, with 3 runs given up and 5 hits allowed. As Tyler Antwine, the designated hitter for the Oaks, is one of the victims of those 3 strikeouts. He struck out looking for out number 2 back in the first. Back-to-back inside breakers from Caicedo. 1 missing, 1 hitting, 1-1 count.
It was a pitch like that got Antwine looking. It was one of those pack-me-up curveballs where you don't know if it's going to kind of be in the zone, and you're going to take a second for these batters to really adapt to the umpire's zone today.
Yeah, favoring that off-speed pitch so far is Caicedo, like you mentioned, using it against Antwine in a full count. Throw off the eye level, get him to bend back a little bit up and in, but got the strike 3 call as he deals the 1-2, which is lifted on the infield. Second base, Dylan Immel getting the glove on it for out number 1.
On a real veteran way to attack that batter and get your first, first time with no leadoff batters on this game for Colin Caicedo. So something good to start right now. I mean, he's obviously looking to go further in this game with, transfer portal and everything like that. Doesn't really have a leash compared to these other guys, so got to show what he can do. Hopefully got past the 3rd inning for the first time this season.
This one driven deep to left field by Stillwell and into the gap. Takes a couple of bounces. Reeder fires in, and a 1-out double for Caden Stillwell puts a runner into scoring position.
Yeah, another hit for Caden Stillwell. This time a double, last time a single that brought in a run, but he's swinging it real well right now. 86 off the bat as well. If that had a little bit more on it, definitely have the exit, the angle to get out of here towards left center, but just died towards the end.
Luke Medhurst with a runner on second base. Takes ball 1 downstairs. Medhurst, another victim of the Caicedo strikeout. He went down swinging to end the first inning. (1-0) fouled back into the screen. Count evens up at 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, this screen's doing wonders today. We talked about tends to bid up and Chain link fence doing all the work. I've seen about 8 balls hit it. One has been wedged.
Medhurst currently in the portal looking for a new home. So he takes a fastball on the inner edge. Heading into his redshirt freshman season from Thousand Oaks, California. So pretty hometown local kid for the Conejo Oaks, who have bounced around the past couple of years. This year playing at Ventura College. Last year they were out at Kowloon at Sparky Anderson Field. 1-2 pitch upstairs from Quesado.
Yeah, that west side of LA towards, Ventura County is all Oaks area.
2-2 in the air to right center. Long run for Reeder, who makes the catch for out number 2.
Was on his horse for that one. Ryder just took positive first step and already had that. Also the wind brought that one towards center just a little bit. Mid-air saw that one kind of tail towards center field. Able to secure that second out, helping Caicedo out.
Down to the 8-hole hitter in the Oaks lineup now with 2 outs and a runner on second base. Danny Aguilera, first pitch swinging, coming up empty. Coming into today with a .357 average and 3 RBIs. Walked his first time up, would come around to score. That was an inning ago back in the second. Scored 1 of 2 runs that half inning and 1 of 3 runs on the day for the Oaks so far. 0-1 pitch to Asperger at third. Takes his time and throws across for out number 3. Side retired here in the top of the third. First scoreless half inning for the Oaks offense. And the Saints still trailing by 2. Going to look to chip away come the bottom of the third.
Baby, if I seem a little bit distracted, like I'm in another place and another time. Well, I apologize for the way I'm acting. I just got a lot of loving you on my
Bottom 3 here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. Happy Father's Day once again to you and yours. Riley Horn alongside Dylan DeCesare for the first game of the season here in Pasadena between the Oaks and the Arroyo Seco Saints. Second game of the season between these two teams overall. First one a week ago today out in Ventura, where the Oaks took a 9-4 victory. The Oaks now lead 3-1 as we head into the bottom of the third. Dylan Immel leading things off for the Saints. Fastball a little high and away, 1-0. Good day for baseball out here in Pasadena. Again, Father's Day. Also the first official day of summer today, so we can now officially call it the summer.
You never really think about that one because as soon as it hits June, it's summertime, it's ready to go. But look at that, summer officially kicking off, everyone.
Yes, today, first official day of summer. Fouled off by Immel, 1-2 now the count. Yeah, as soon as sort of June hits, everyone just immediately gets into summer mode, and then school gets out, everybody's home, and that's when everybody really it starts to feel like summer, but now it's technically officially summer here on Father's Day. 1-2 count to Immel. on the ground, just foul of first base.
The other one, a solid swing, just early. The first baseman for Conejo, and Jackson was certainly on it, if that was fair.
Immel batting .269 this summer with 3 RBIs and a double. Will Kaczynski deals the 1-2. It's upstairs, evens up the count. Immel currently in the portal for his senior season. Takes another one elevated, and the count goes full. 6'1", 200-pound left-handed hitter, right-handed thrower from El Segundo. Got some time all around the infield so far for the Saints this summer. Payoff pitch, low and in. That's ball 4, and a leadoff base runner for Arroyo Seco.
That was Immel's first at-bat of the game, and ready reaching second leadoff spot for a reason.
Yeah, Immel definitely one of those guys that, as opposed to the stereotypical Little League-esque 9-hole hitter being the worst hitter on the team, he's more one of those guys that can get on base down there and be a base runner for the top of the order, where you really got the thump in the bats, as that one's lined into left, charging in on it, Latshaw, and he makes the grab for out number 1.
That's one of those underrated plays from Latshaw on the left. Had to really dive down, almost going down, and Flores doesn't get rewarded for a solid swing to opposite field. But heck of a play by Latshaw to just be really on it, heading towards it, making that catch.
Flores singled his first time up and struck that one well. Just hung up just enough for Latshaw out and left to make the grab. So still a runner on first base now with 1 out for Carson Panarisi. Takes strike 1. Panarisi singled his last time up. Batting average on the summer above 300. Came into today, it was 306 and bumped up with that single in the first. That one running inside out of the hand of Kaczynski. Count evens at 1s.
Panarisi always looking to swing, and when he makes contact, it's usually pretty good contact. Had a rough start to the summer, but when he got going against the Oaks last week, it's been great this last 7 days.
Runner goes. Fouled down the first base line by Panarisi, 1-2 the count. Immel over on first base on the move, trying to get up into scoring position, try and potentially stay out of a double play. And now in a 2-strike count to Panarisi, could see him on the move again as Panarisi enters more of defensive swing territory, and the likelihood of him hitting a ground ball goes up. Immel stays put. This one is on the ground up the middle, handled by Aguilera, tags it himself, goes to first for the Twin killing. Third inning over. We head to the middle third here in Pasadena. After a scoreless third here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field, we head to the fourth here on Father's Day, and I'll pass the play-by-play torch to my partner, Dylan DeCesare.
Here in the top of the fourth, due up for the Conejo Oaks. Nate Lopez, the 9-hole, then 1. Coming up was Latshaw, then Melly. So that's the 9-1-2 for the Conejo Oaks. Again, 3-1 score here on this Father's Day. Caicedo entering the fourth inning for the first time of this young season. Ready to go to work. First pitch breaker, lands for a strike.
Yeah, Caicedo trying to get some longevity here in this start. Came into today with just 4 innings on the season overall and 2 other starts. So today he's trying to stretch it out for his team.
Now one lands for a strike again, and he's really settled in towards the back end of this outing. Last inning, saw 4 guys, let up a double, but gave up no runs for the first time in this game and is ready to go to work again. 0-2. Gets a rollover, but fouled off of Lopez. Go again. Lopez, sophomore, attended UCSD last season, or sorry, SDSU, my apologies. Only saw 40 plate appearances, 125 average. Looking for more work upcoming spring. Gets him looking, Caicedo. Another strikeout on the day, make that number 4, gets Lopez down.
Yeah, and does so very efficiently. Just 4 pitches, all of which being strikes. Gets ahead quickly, 0-2, then gets a foul off and stays right back into the zone to get Lopez looking.
That's the first out of this top of the fourth. Up comes Latshaw, single and a walk for the leadoff hitter for Conejo. First pitch, breaker. Should be expecting it, and that one's in for a strike.
And that's now 5 pitches this half inning, all of which being strikes for Caicedo. He's seeming to, now that he's gone deeper into this start, settle in a little bit more.
Breaker does not find the top of the zone and has a lot of downwards movement on that curveball. Great pitch he's been going to. It's that and that fastball. It's been happening, but mainly the curve today. 1-1, 1 out. Lands in. So count goes 1-2 to Latshaw. Hasn't retired the first 2 batters of an inning yet today. Now one out to center. Under it is Ryder. Doesn't have to move much. Gets it. So that's a second out and a fly out to center field.
Yeah, well done again by Caicedo. Consistently in the zone. Just 1 ball so far this half inning. And he gets Latshaw down for the first time today. Now looking to do the same to Melly.
Starting pitching been a problem this year for both teams now. And today overall, you haven't seen many of those struggles as both these guys, Caicedo and Kaczynski, have been settling in. Now up Owen Melly. That breaker, rather maybe a fastball, just pulled way outside.
Yeah, just a little bit over-gripped there on the fastball. Pulled it way to that glove side and elevated. But that's going to happen when you throw so many consistent breakers, is you get that feel for the breaking pitch and it starts to leak into your fastball as well.
Goes fastball again. Can't paint it on the outside corner to Owen Melly. Melly, and that's 2-hole, walked an RBI single last time up, went inside out on it to right field. Counts 2-0, 2 outs for Caicedo. Curveball just outside, so 3-0 to Melly's. 1 pitch away, or 1 ball away rather, from a walk. Now one in for a strike, gets 1 back on Melly, so count goes 3-1. The man we talked about it, San Luis Obispo. Plays for Coach Larry Lee, one of the premier coaches on the West Coast. 3-1. Popped up. Will be foul into the bleachers.
And great job battling back by Caicedo, who gets ahead 0-2 and gets a strikeout of Lopez. Gets ahead 1-2, then a fly out from Latshaw. And fell behind 3-0 to Melly here, but now works it back full.
Theme of the outing for Caicedo has been battling back. Seen 2 situations with bases juiced and got out of them relatively unscathed. That one over to short. Flores gloves it over to first in time to light. So 1, 2, 3 go the Oaks, and Caicedo settled in nicely, now heading to the bottom of the frame.
Today we're going to the Rose Bowl in Pasadena to see if anybody's coming to the Saints game tonight.
You guys like baseball? Well, we have a game over there. They're Royal Seco Saints for Pasadena. It's at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. Come and watch it at 6 p.m.
Thank you. Baseball, yeah, sure. Yeah? A baseball game, Arroyo Seco.
Yeah!
Where's that?
Jackie Robinson Field.
Oh, I know where that.
So you like baseball?
Nah, not really. I'm just bringing it. I'll be honest with you.
You guys are big?
Alright.
Baseball game?
Yeah. We got a baseball game happening at the Jackie Robinson Field at 4:30.
Yeah, we'll come out for sure.
For sure, okay.
We'll be there. We'll be there.
Yeah,
We'll
go Saints, go
We're going that
Saints.
way.
Bottom of the 4th here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. Leading off things will be Jacob Freer in the 3-hole. Then after him will be Zach Light, then Evan Ryder. That's the 3, 4, and 5 for the Saints. Again, Kaczynski still in the game. The other part of this pitching matchup that's been pretty stellar, only 1 run. Freer pops that one up. Going towards foul territory, just bounces on the left side of that fence, down to 3rd.
Yeah, back out for his 4th inning of work is Kaczynski, and he went 4 innings his last time out, a really strong start a little over a week ago, back on the 13th, when he went 4 innings against the San Diego Bombers, gave up no runs on just 1 hit while recording 3 strikeouts. So he's going to look to have some similar success innings-wise here against the Saints, but obviously that score and that strikeout and that hit number a little bit different already.
That one outside, 1-1 from Kaczynski, and it's really been that fastball for him, and it's at those high 80s, can sometimes touch 92. That's where he tops, but it's been sitting at the top of the zone, hard to get to. 1-1, just lands outside. Good breaking ball, doesn't get rewarded for it. Count goes 2-1. Again, score 3-1 this bottom of the 4th. Traffic on the base path in the first couple innings, but it seemed to calm down. Freer checks, didn't go. Works this to a 3-1 count. Kaczynski to Freer. Freer, way foul, popped up back. The count goes full on Freer. Three-two, no out to Freer. That one inside. He'll take his walk down to first. Leadoff base runner gets on for the Saints.
Yeah, and for the Saints, that's really big. Getting a leadoff man on is back in the first inning. They got a leadoff man on. Braden Flores with a leadoff single. He would come around to score the 1 and only run so far for the Saints. But then the second and the third, they went 3 up, 3 down, facing the minimum in both those half innings was Kaczynski on the mound. So getting a leadoff man on is huge in this situation.
Now up Zach Light, cleanup hole. Scorch and double last time. Reached Standen. Kaczynski inside to Light. That one goes 1-0. And again, a guy that's new to the roster, and you haven't heard us talk about him yet. 10's Old Dominion is one of the top players in the Sun Belt as well. Before that was around here, Orange County to be specific. That one into right center, it'll get down. Freer rounding second, goes to the wall. He'll head to third. Light on his towards to second. Freer rounding third. Play will be at home. No, dribble into the infield. Freer scoring all the way from first to home, and that is an RBI double for Zach Light.
And how about Zach Light with 2 plate appearances so far today and 2 RBI doubles, doing a great job in the 4-hole, doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing in these situations.
He's had so many RBIs for the Monarchs, and he keeps it going. Bringing that spring ball into summer ball. That'll bring up Evan Ryder. So no outs. Saints within striking distance. It's 3-2.
101 miles an hour off the bat of Light on that double. That thing was scorched.
Ryder down the third base side and foul. Struck out last time up. RBI yesterday. Talked about the RBIs. Had 10 on the season. Looking to be motivated from Zach Light's RBI double. Again, he has 2 of them today, so 2 RBIs, 2 doubles for the new man in town. Kaczynski delivers to home. Ryder way under, straight up. Running on it is Reese towards the wall. Has to back up, didn't want to slam into that chain link fence. We'll go again. Tyson Reese rocking that bleached hair, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, him and another one of his teammates, don't know exactly who, decided to bleach it together. That's the camaraderie that you get in Summer League. No balls, 1 strike. Ryder swings through it. That's on the outside part of the plate. And that will be a strikeout. Sat down, swinging.
A good job there by Kaczynski to get that unproductive first out with a runner on second base. You know, Ryder had a job to do there, and that was to try and get a ball at least on the right side, ideally on the ground to at least get Light up to third base with just 1 out, but couldn't do so. And now with Cannon King up, still a great opportunity for the Saints with a runner in scoring position and a great hitter in the box.
Shown signs this summer. We talked about it. Has earned himself a commitment, but I've just seen some shaky stuff this past week. Again, a young summer, however, so you're going to have weeks on, weeks off, weeks where you're slumping, weeks where you're hitting like an all-star. We know what King has to offer. 1-0. That one just tails on the inside part of the zone. Arm side movement at the last second. King ground out last time. Over 3 with a walk and 2 strikeouts yesterday. 1-1, 1 out. Runner on second. Now one into center, tailing towards left center gap. Back at the wall, and that one's way gone! Skyscraping homer. Cannon King. Unbelievable. And the Saints, they take that lead 4-3.
102 miles an hour, 427 feet backside. Going the opposite way is Cannon King, and the Saints get their first lead of the day.
Riley, with that one so high in the air, I was unsure if it would be more of a fly-out pop-up or anything, but that just kept carrying. Again, the velocity helping that one out. So a home run for Cannon King. Score is now 4-3. Saints. Now we'll bring up Cam Andrews. Starting off not swinging, so it's 1-0, 1 out, and Kaczynski, a gem of an outing, has turned to the brink of not being a quality one.
And King with that swing gets the home run number up to 2 on the summer, tying him for the team lead with Braden Flores. Absolutely beautiful swing. Taking that low pitch and, like you mentioned, looked almost like a fly out, but with such a loud sound off the bat, you could tell that one was going to have some carry to it, and it did.
That one going to left field. Spinning around, makes the catch. That's Latshaw on left. Solid swing from Andrews. Doesn't get rewarded, and Latshaw just had to readjust himself to make the out. Now make it 2 down for Kaczynski. Brings up Sean Asperger, struck out last time, or rather popped up last time out. There will be a meeting here. See if they'll go straight to the pen or just a meeting. And interesting to have it after you just got someone out. Yes, it was a loud fly out, but maybe wanted to tweak something.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to go to the pen, probably for a matchup situation with Asperger being a lefty. We could suspect a lefty coming out of the bullpen here.
Conejo Oaks will go to the pen, and that's the end of the day for Kaczynski. Those 4 runs all belong to him. And we'll see you back in a second to go over the new pitcher. Back here for a new pitcher for the Conejo Oaks, Johnny Lavelis.
And Lavelis coming in with Almost an identical line to Will Kaczynski, the starter for the Oaks, coming into today with 2 other appearances, both of which being starts, 7 innings pitched, and a 1.29 ERA. The difference being Lavelis with 5 strikeouts and Kaczynski with 8 so far this season. That number went up today after getting 3 strikeouts of Saints hitters.
Asperger over to right, well struck, dying. It'll fall. Sean Asperger rewarded. He'll reach with 2 outs on the new pitcher in Lavelis. He talked about Kaczynski. His day's over. 3 2/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts for the Oaks starter. And that will bring up Dylan Emmel, who walked in the last time up, which was last inning. So righty to the lefty. Emmel through the gap between first and second. Asperger will stay on second, so station to station. 2 out hitting for the Saints. Rolling right now.
Yeah, and when the Oaks coaching staff made the motion to the pen, we were suspecting we were going to see a lefty, as Sean Asperger and Dylan Emmel, both left-handed batters. Now Braden Flores once again going to bat from the left side, but he is a switch hitter. But with a couple lefties at the bottom portion of the order, we expected a lefty coming in. They threw in the righty, and the lefty hitters, and Asperger and Emmel having great success off him so far.
Yeah, maybe not going for that lefty-lefty matchup. It's a gamble. You usually want to play that in a situation where you just want to get out of the inning. And Lavelis, a guy that right there lands a strike for a fastball, and he will go fastball mainly to these lefties. Has some decent movement on it. It's kind of his bread and butter to the left-sided batter's box. That one low. Reese has to block it. In this inning, 3 have come across for the Saints, and one of them a courtesy of Zach Light. RBI double, just scorched to right center. And Cannon King went yard, bringing home Light to left center. Flores, that one popped up, straight up. Under it is Lavelis, the new pitcher, and he'll get out of this. So 2 more reach since Lavelis comes on, but no one else comes home. Despite that, Saints up 4-3, courtesy of Zach Light and Cannon King.
We're just getting a little warm-up toss in. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Central Michigan, wow. What a lucky place to have you. God, I wish I could have you all the time. What do we have over here? Pitchers, boring. Screaming. Yeah, there you go. You guys, he can hear it from a mile away. He's got dog-like ears.
Easy smooth.
Easy smooth. 808 boys. Represent. Yeah.
Gotta get one.
Shout out, homies right here. Shout out, homies right here, getting us right, making sure we're in the game every day, getting our uniforms right. Thank you so much. What are you looking at, Keon?
Easy schmoo. Easy schmoo.
Easy schmoo.
TV off, turn his TV off. Turn his TV off.
Top 5 Saints took the lead, are up 4-3, and a new pitcher brings Caicedo's outing to an end. It's Dylan Huang for the Saints.
Yeah, Huang coming in with a 1-0 record in 3 appearances so far, all of which coming out of the bullpen. He's got 9 innings pitched so far this summer with a 6 ERA and 3 strikeouts. And Caicedo's day is done, but he ended it on a high note with a 3-up, 3-down inning in the top of the fourth, going strikeout, flyout, ground out, and now passing the baton down to Huang out of the pen.
Huang, one of the younger players on this roster, a local kid from Pasadena, went to school and played on this exact field, attended Maranatha, same program that produced Cam Andrews, his teammate, and the guy that he's pitching to right now. So a couple Maranatha guys in that battery. Goes to home, behind 2-0. Will play his spring ball at Villanova as he committed there. Gets a strike on the batter, and Tyson Reitz in the 3-hole. Then after him, due up is Dylan Jackson and then Antwine. So 3-4-5 awaiting for the Oaks. Looking to retake this lead. Saints had a 4-3 lead at this point a week ago and then eventually lost it. Not looking to repeat that formula. The count is 2-2. To Reese. Huang. Outside. So first batter he faces in Tyson Reese will be a full count, so it's 3-2 to the backstop for Conejo. Wants to get out on the right foot. 3-2. Now one up into right center. Reese dashing around first. He'll retreat back home. He'll stay on first. Ryder stops it. That's a single leadoff base hit for the Oaks.
Yeah, leadoff base runner. And that's now the third inning that the Oaks have had a leadoff base runner. Didn't get one in the third, didn't get one in the fourth. Now they have one again in the fifth, and both times back in the first and the second that a leadoff base runner reached, they would both come around to score. So a good start now for the Oaks here in the fifth inning, trailing a run.
Now up Dylan Jackson, a guy that can certainly bring home those runs for the Conejo Oaks in that cleanup hole for a reason. 8 RBIs on the season, leading the team. Oh, 1. That bounces. Reese will have to retreat. Andrews. Let's take a look up at Reese to make him get back. On Friday, had a great pickoff to first. Just caught that runner sleeping. That back move just solid for Cam Andrews, and you feel like his arms has gone better and better as the season's gone on. 1 ball, 1 strike to Dylan Jackson. Jackson, high, into left field. Going back to the wall. That one, not gone. Bouncing back in off the wall. Rounding is Reese. Jackson over to third. Cut off. Flores can't get him in time. Dylan Jackson scorches that one to the left field wall. Will be a triple, bringing home a run. It's tied 4-4.
Now the third offensive inning today that the Oaks have had a leadoff man on and have a leadoff man scoring. We have a brand new ball game, 4-4 after a beautiful swing from Jackson.
That one, feet maybe inches away from exiting stage left. But it will remain in the park, bring home the run, and Jackson brings it to 9 RBIs on his season, extending that team lead. Now up to Tyler Antwine, who struck out and popped up. So 0-for-2 on the day. And due up is Caden Stillwell for the Oaks. You get no out for Dylan Huang. Only seen these 2 batters so far. Ready to run against him. Antwine straight back, almost wedged, falls down. 2 balls, 1 strike to Tyler Antwine. San Joaquin Delta College last year as a redshirt sophomore because committed to Fresno State, but did not play in 2025. Antwine over to left. That one scorched. Staying in. Runner advances and will score. Dylan Jackson coming up. Oaks take the lead 5-4 off that sac fly.
And a runner on third base with less than 2 outs, but in that situation, nobody out. Antwine doing his exact job, just finding a way to get that guy in, does so with a sacrifice fly. And now the Oaks retake a 1-run lead.
So back-to-back at-bats with RBIs. Jackson bringing the first one on that triple and then gets brought in by Antwine. So Huang gets an out. Now has to deal with Stillwell, who's 2 for 2 on the day with an RBI. Single and a double are those base hits. Stillwell popped up. Under it is Immel, shading the sun. And brings out the glove and grasps it. That's 2 down.
Good job bouncing back for Huang on the mound. Single, triple, then a sacrifice fly, and then gets an easy pop out on his infield. Does a great job responding to that. Coming out of the pen for the first arm used in relief for the Saints. As the starter, Colin Caicedo, his final line, he went 4 innings, giving up 6 hits and 3 runs, all of which earned with 3 walks and 4 Ks.
Really came into his own as the outing came to an end. Caicedo goes the farthest he has all season long. Huang, 1-1 of 2 outs to Medhurst. Lands in for a curveball. 1-2. Huang trouble earlier in the inning. He's retired 2 in a row. One of them did bring in an RBI. Now looking to retire 3 in a row to get these last 3 outs. That one just low, however, it's Deuces Wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Oaks have taken the lead, 5-4. Back and forth affair here at Jackie Robinson. That one's high and outside. Full count, 2 outs for the bat of Medhurst. Strikeout looking. Huang. 2 do come across, but he gets out of the inning, retiring the last 3. It's 5-4, heading to the bottom of the frame. Saints looking to retake the lead.
Bullets may fly round, but I lay down. I feel safe and sound on solid ground.
Okay, yeah. They can't hold me. All that pressure weighing on my brain. I confess I front like I don't feel a thing. Still ain't maintained, running from the old me. Every time I drop a tune, they try to tell me. 4 stars, they don't wanna see none. Tryna beat one, that might get you beast on. Lie without, that's when the fleas come.
Bottom of the 5th, going against Johnny Lavella's in for his 2nd inning of work. Came in last time with 1 out, and none came across despite 2 base hits. Oaks took the lead in the top half of the frame. We're up 5-4. Carson Panarisi in the 2-hole is up right now. Then Freer and Light will follow. Bellis can't navigate this one outside. And Riley, it's been a real back and forth one, just punch after punch, haymaker after haymaker.
Yeah, it's been a good game so far and a pretty quick one as well.
That one out to right center. Panarisi will have that one fall. Hits the wall. He'll go to second. Standing. Leadoff double. And the Saints are hitting today.
Yeah, another double and another leadoff base runner on for Arroyo Seco, and already into scoring position. The theme of the day today has been those leadoff base runners getting on and coming around to score. And in the 2 innings that the Saints have scored there, 1 run in the first and their 3 in the fourth, they had a leadoff man on that would come around to score. So if the trends stay the same, we could see this game once again tied.
Now up, Jacob Freer walked last inning. That fourth is where the Saints got those 3 runs. It's brought home on a Zach Light double. Now looking to do what Zach did for him and bring home Panarisi. Lovellis, righty going to the lefty. Curveball cannot land. Count goes 1-1 for Jacob Freer. That guy looking for a new home. Also a 2nd year in a row, Arroyo Seco Saint. One ball, 1 strike, runner on second. No one out for Johnny Lovellis. Runner goes, throw down to third. That's well in time. Opting to steal Panarisi. He can't make it happen. That's a first out for Johnny Lovellis, so no more runners on, not in scoring position. Bases are empty for a 1-2 count to Freer.
And Panarisi thought he had a good jump, but when you have a good jump, there's really no need to try and steal third base there. You have a lefty up to get a ball on the ground on the right side and move you up. You're already in scoring position, so a base hit going to knock you in either way. And, you know, it's just an unfortunate turn of events for getting a leadoff man on for Arroyo Seco.
Seen a lot of times for Arroyo Seco. They love to be aggressive on the base paths, but stealing third just has not gone their way. It's not been successful too often. Freer, that's way up. Into left. Under it. He's got it. Latshaw getting the put out. So that's 2 out for Lovellis. We'll bring up Zach Light. RBI double last time up, then RBI double the time before that. No one on to bring home. Zach has to not get those RBIs this time, but he's put some great swings on. Letting get some 2-out hitting. Last inning, 2-out hitting for the Saints. 2 reached via single, but we're not able to come home. One ball, no strikes, 2 out. Leaves that one outside. 2-0.
Yeah, Light having a really strong day today with those 2 RBI doubles, and he's already doubled his RBI total so far on the summer. Came into today with 2, already has 2 on the day, and going to look to continue for more.
Slashes that one foul, just late. First strike on Light in the at-bat. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. It's bottom of the 5th here in Pasadena. Lovellis to home. Outside again. 3 balls, 1 strike now.
Now a really strong hitters count for Light, who's already red hot today, but getting his first at-bat against Lovellis on the mound for the Oaks. He was all over Kaczynski, the starter. We'll see what he can do here against the reliever.
In for a strike. Count goes full with 2 outs for the first baseman. Hasn't felt the need to pick up the bat in this at-bat. Have to protect here. Protects he does, fouls that one off, just gets over the top of it, straight down.
We've seen a lot of really deep counts so far today. A lot of full counts, a lot of 2-2 counts, a lot of fights at the plate from both sides on these hitters, and they've gone both ways as well, some resulting in walks, some hits, some strikeouts. We'll see what happens here.
To home, and that one down, so Light will reach via the walk. So 2-out base runner right there for the Saints. Bring up Evan Ryder, who struck out twice. So 1 runner on first. What should have been a runner on second, but Panarisi got thrown out at third on a steal attempt. It's those situations that have bit the Saints in the back throughout this season. 1-0 now to Ryder after that one. Curves outside. High and inside fastball. Novelis came in the last inning. Immediately 2 singles on him, then managed to get the pop out from Braden Flores to end things. Seen a double in this inning. And now a walk. That one in for a strike. Those have fallen behind early in a lot of these counts.
And Ryder, a guy who's been falling behind. 2 0-2 strikeouts today. That was, right now was the first at-bat. Then he's seen a ball. That was the first strike he's seen of this at-bat. 2-1, still a hitter's count.
Up the middle. Over is Lopez. Over to first easily. And that'll end the inning. Saints get nothing despite 2 base runners on. And we'll head to the top of the 6th. Leading off for the Oaks, Danny Aguilera has become back here top of the 6th. Score 5-4. Dylan Huang still in. 2nd inning of relief. That one down, and Huang in the 5th. Single and a triple against him. That'll end up bringing in a run, and then a sac fly brought in the 2nd against him. That one high. Over is Panarisi under it. He'll get that one for the fly out. First batter down quickly.
Yeah, Panarisi getting a good amount of action so far since Huang has entered the game, and these batters getting out in front. Couple of balls driven out to left, and a couple of them not so much. But either way, Panarisi getting his fair share of action out there and left.
Brings up Nate Lopez. Single and a strikeout. Swings through that one. Huang ahead 0-1. Saints bullpen just hasn't been too great this year, but Huang's been one of the better relievers coming in for the Saints, pitching that Riptide win on Wednesday. Probably the best performance for the Saints this entire season. 0-2, 1 out to Lopez, the second baseman for Conejo. That one left just low, wanted it. Did a hop step off the mound, but wasn't rewarded the call. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out to the 9-hole hitter. To follow will be James Latshaw, the leadoff. Now 1 out to left, foul. Wayward of that foul line. 1-2, we'll go again.
Another ball hit out to left. That one, Lopez got the hands around and kept them inside, but just was a little too far out in front, and with plenty of hook on that ball, it takes it plenty foul. Still well struck.
Huang low. Another ball in the at-bat. Count goes 2-2. 1 out for Huang. Working quick. Lopez to Asperger. Over to first. Light, a bit high, but brings it back down to earth. That's the second out.
And that's a quick one-hopper right to Asperger, who's playing relatively even with the bag, not necessarily too far back, but not necessarily too far in, about even. And when you get that one on a one-hopper, you just have so much time to make that throw over that it almost becomes so easy that it becomes hard in a sense. And that throw almost got over the head of Light, but a good extension grab, getting all the way up and climbing the ladder to make the grab for the out.
Latshaw now, single, walk, and a fly out to center. Looking to avoid a 1-2-3 inning. Huang navigating with that breaking ball. It's seen some success so far in this 6th. 1-1. That one up the middle, over to second. Good glove by Emil. Over to first. So 1-2-3 inning for Dylan Huang, and we'll head to the bottom of the frame. Saints trying to come back.
We're just getting a little warm-up toss in. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Central Michigan, wow. What a lucky place to have you. God, I wish I could have you all the time. What do we have over here? Pitchers, boring. Screaming. Yeah, there you go. You know, he can hear it from a mile away. He's got dog-like ears.
Easy smooth.
Easy smooth. 808 boys. Represent. Yeah.
Gotta get one.
Shout out, homies right here. Shout out, homies right here, getting us right, making sure we're in the game every day, getting our uniforms right. Thank you so much. What are you looking at, Keon?
Easy smooth. Easy smooth.
Easy smooth.
TV off, turn this TV off. Turn this TV off.
Bottom of the 6th, and a new pitcher out of the pen for the Conejo Oaks. They're up 5-4. It's Kyle Zahn.
Yeah, Zahn with 5 innings and 2 other appearances. 1-0 record with a 1.8 ERA. Just 1 earned run given up so far through those 5 innings. 2 total runs, but only 1 of them earned. Zahn coming out as the now 2nd arm out of the pen, 3rd overall pitcher used by the Conejo Oaks. And selfishly, I'm going to take this moment to give a quick shout out. Kyle Zahn on the mound, a guy that also has the name Kyle, is my father. So a quick happy Father's Day to
Love
Pops
that.
out there.
No, love that. Always have to give the shout out. And again, happy Father's Day to everyone. Fathers out here at the ballpark. Fathers watching at home. Shout out to your father, Kyle.
That's my pops, Kyle. What's your dad's name?
Franco. There's not many Francos that are playing ball, but we'll find one. We'll find one.
We'll get one, but also a shout out to Franco de Cesare. Happy Father's Day.
Absolutely. Happy Father's Day to him. It's 0-2. Here from Zahn over to Cannon King, and he went yard last time. And he'll take a hit by pitch there. Just narrowly gets the chest. He'll stand on first. Cam Andrews up.
Yeah, Kyle Zahn getting ahead quickly of Cannon King, but just can't locate that fastball. And King in a 2-strike count, definitely going to stay in there and find a way to get on base. That's normally one where you might see a guy try and bend out of the way or turn out of the way. But not Cannon King. He's going to wear that one. Doesn't look like it got him too flush. It was more of just a quick jersey skim, but definitely good job getting on base there as another leadoff runner for the Saints.
Cam Andrews over to short. Aguilera to second. 6, 4, 3 in time. Heck of a play to turn from Aguilera. Ranges to his right, makes it happen.
Yeah, and huge job done there for Kyle Zahn on the mound. Giving up a leadoff hit by pitch, then getting a ground ball for his infield to turn to, and a great turn as well. Going to the backhand was Aguilera, firing to Lopez, who completed the turn to Jackson in plenty of time. And so great job defensively there by the Oaks.
Not the everyday shortstop this year for the Oaks, but man, making it happen. And I saw in pregame, you can't always put everything in pregame, into perspective. It's meditated and structured, but man, a heck of a play. Well ranging out to his right on the jump, jetered it. So certainly has the range for Aguilera, or plays his ball at Menlo College. Was Ventura County. Is it Ventura College Buccaneer before? Made our way back to that one. 2 balls, no strikes on Sean Asperger. Singled last time up. Straight through it. Asperger got that single. It's been a long time going. Yesterday, 0 for 2 strikeouts, and had some pretty solid swings versus the Foresters up in Santa Barbara, and one that nearly landed over the head, but Salmon, the first baseman for Santa Barbara, jumped well high. I mean, ridiculous vert for him, and brought that one back down for the out. So Asperger's been waiting for that base hit. Taking solid swings, just hasn't gotten a lot of baseball. Leading the team with 11 strikeouts as well. You mentioned 7 walks. So duality of Sean Asperger. 2-2 count for him now. Fouls that one back again. Kyle's on last time was rewarded the win versus Conejo. Or rather versus the Saints for Conejo. Went 3 innings, 3-hit ball, giving up no runs and getting 2 strikeouts. Pitched 41 pitches in that one. One of 5 Oaks players to see the bump of Ventura last Sunday. 3-2, 2 out. Asperger rocks that one foul, and Zahn performing well. Had to deal with some adversity. High school, had some Tommy John surgery, and something, unfortunately, that's been more common with pitchers nowadays. And at such a young age, managed to battle back and put together a great year at Cal Lutheran. Will play his ball at Ventura College in 2027. Asperger sees that one high. He'll walk.
And a great at-bat there from Asperger. Gets into that 2-2 count. Takes a really close pitch. Very disciplined take to let that one go out of the zone. Works it full. Fouls off a full count pitch and then sees that one out of the zone as well. To be now a 2-out base runner.
I'll bring up Dylan Immel for 2 outs. Last time of 2 outs, had a single. So 2 outs, base runners. I've seen some success, just haven't been able to score all too often. Immel, did he go? They say he didn't. I'll have to go to the second base umpire there. Wonder how good of a look he really got at it. He usually would have the 4, but in CCL there's only the 3 umpires, one behind home, down to first, and then another one at second, sometimes moving over. Immel takes that one for a strike. It's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike on Immel. Runner on first. That one low. Reese likes the pitch. Give a point of approval to Zahn. So he'll get set once again. Count goes 2-1. Check down to first. Asperger will just waltz back there.
Yeah, likely a designated call on the pickoff over to first. Asperger getting a couple jumps and a couple extra shuffles on the previous pitch as if he was going to make a break.
He'll make the break there. Immel over to left. That will land. Asperger, he'll round and go to third, and he'll retreat back. Almost caught up. He'll just get back. Wide turn from Asperger, but manages to return. So will be end up being a station-to-station moment. We saw that from Asperger and Immel a couple innings ago. So he'll stand on second, Immel on first, and Flores up to bat.
Yeah, Asperger definitely getting jumpy over at first. Took off, had a great jump on the bloop single there from Immel and thought about trying to get on his horse and head for third, but just wasn't far in enough. Latshaw able to retrieve it in time, but that wide turn almost got him picked off at second.
Immel, 2 for 2 on the day with a walk. Solid job for him after missing the last 2 games. Just taken out of the lineup, but now reinserted to make an impact in this 9-hole. But lineup card flips over for Braden Flores, who's 1 for 3 with a single, line out, and a pop-up. That pop-up ended the 4th. That one down. Flores just going to take what he's given. Has those 15 RBIs to his name this season. So we know what he can do there, but also leave the bat on the shoulder if he doesn't see it. 2-0. Asperger goes. Throw down to third. Not in time. We'll see. The tag wasn't applied. The throw certainly in time, but the tag not implied from Stillwell.
And that one a really close play over there. We've already seen a caught stealing at third base for 1 out. And again, another situation where stealing third base is not that necessary here. You have 2 outs, so you need to be scored by a base hit. Either way, you're already in scoring position. It's just not worth risking that final out over there.
It's on to home. Flores fouls that one back. And yeah, you're right, just really aggressive from the Saints. Not really needed, but he'll get away with one, Asperger. You wonder if what happened there. I mean, saw some movement from Asperger. Maybe he made a kind of a swim move of sorts to get away from that one. So Stillwell was not able to apply it. Flores over to first. That one bobbles. It will score Asperger. Flores will stand on first. We're all tied up at 5-5.
And I guess that's where you look at that stolen base coming up beneficial as you can score from an error. Now we're all tied up, so I guess everything works out like it's meant to for the Saints.
All as planned, an error. E3 for Dylan Jackson. Just too much to handle from Flores, and didn't seem to be too much off the bat, but not able to glove it. That'll bring up Panarisi, who doubled last time up, but it's 5-5 now in the bottom of the 6th. That one will be unearned to Zahn, I believe. First pitch to Panarisi, over to Lopez. He'll look to first. Jackson secures it. So they get out of the inning, despite runners on, but a runner does score in Asperger on an error from the first baseman of the Oaks. We'll head to the top of the 7th, 5-5, heading towards the back end of this one. Top of the 7th here. I'm Dylan DeCesare, and I'm going to pass it along to Riley Horn to take us home. Here you go, Riley.
Thank you, Dylan. Back third of this ball game. 3 innings left to go, all tied up at 5 apiece. New arm on the mound for the Saints, Hudson Carvalho.
Hudson Carvalho, first appearance of the summer for the Saints. Pitches out of Oregon, still going to remain there. He's only appeared 4 times for the Ducks this season. One of them a solid outing versus Oregon State, but besides that, got 2 blow-up outings, one versus Youngstown earlier in the season, then another one versus Northwestern in an away showdown in Evanston.
2 good pitches to get 2 strikes against Owen Melly, who's leading things off here in the 7th inning. And we've mentioned before the Cal Poly slow Mustang. West Coast D1 takes a big hack. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. 3-pitch strikeout for out number 1.
Talk about a way to start your Saints career. 1, 2, 3, see ya.
Up steps Tyson Reese, the catcher for the Conejo Oaks. Singled his last time up back in the 5th, would come around to score as well. That was to lead off that inning. That's kind of been the story of the day so far, is those leadoff base runners and always coming around to score. And Carvalho does a great job not allowing a leadoff base runner in the form of Owen Melly and getting him down via the strikeout.
In those 3 innings where the Oaks did score, it was all those base runners, those leadoff ones that came across, like you said. Caicedo kind of settled out of it, or settled into it, and got out of those type of situations, and Carvalho on the same path right now.
1 down with the bases empty for Tyson Reese. Fastball just a little bit outside, 2-1.
And with Carvalho in, that's Huang's day's done. 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 runs both earned, and no walks and a strikeout. The freshman.
That one outside, 3-1 now the count. It was Colin Quesada who started this one. Went 4 innings, giving up 3 earned runs. Then, like you mentioned, Dylan Huang with 2 innings and 2 earned runs. Now Carvalho looking to stop the damage and hopefully look to get the Saints back in front again. As it's going to be a walk to Tyson Reese for a 1-out base runner. And up steps Dylan Jackson, the cleanup hitter. Last time Tyson Reese reached base was back in the 5th. He led off that inning with a single, and then Dylan Jackson ended up scoring him with an RBI triple. Way out to left field, kicked off the bottom of the wall, and it's a long run for Panarisi to come back and get it. So all the way to third base went Jackson. Exciting play, and that got the game got it within 1, and then Jackson coming around to score on a Tyler Antwine sac fly tied things up. Nope, add that backwards. It was the RBI triple that tied things up. Dylan Jackson scoring took the lead, and the Saints got one back to then once again tie it up. It's been a back and forth day. I got the lead changes mixed up.
No, don't worry. I mean, it has been back and forth. It's a lot to keep track of when there's so many lead changes, like you said. Nonetheless, like you said, that triple for Dylan Jackson, I mean, he's so dangerous with the bat all season long. And that 4-hole, very good reason to be there.
On outside 2-0, big time advantage count now for Jackson. Came into today batting .226. That's gone up as he's 2 for 3, singled back in the first as well. 9 hits on the season, 9 RBIs as well, with a team leading 3 home runs. That one catches the zone. Jackson held the hands back, but called strike nonetheless. 2-1 with a runner on first. Two-one offering, chopped up the middle, mishandled by Flores, kicks into center, runner extending, and a dot throw from Evan Ryder guns him down.
A heck of a play. Will be an error to Flores, but that's heads up by Evan Ryder in center field to connect with Asperger on the back end of that. And you don't blame Reese for trying to advance on that because you don't think that Ryder's going to have that one dotted to the third baseman, like you said.
Absolutely beautiful throw. Reese trying to go for the gamble and extend an extra 90 feet to be in scoring position 90 feet away with just 1 out, but ultimately results in out number 2. So now 2 gone, still with a runner on first, this time it being Dylan Jackson after he reached on the error. And up steps Tyler Antwine. Hitless so far today, but a RBI in the form of a sacrifice fly his last time up in the 5th inning. 1-0 pitch. Breaker from Carvalho down below the zone, 2-0. Back-to-back 2-0 counts here in the 7th inning for Carvalho. Worked out in his favor last time. Got a ground ball out of Dylan Jackson that turned into an error but resulted in an out nonetheless. So he tries to pick off Dylan Jackson over on first base, but he dives back safely. So now the 2-0 is delivered, and it's downstairs 3-0.
That one goes in the scorebook as an E6 and then a 8-5 putout. Not often you get to write that combination of numbers.
3-0, right at the knees for strike 1.
He's really been peppering at that fastball, and that is his bread and butter, something he can dial back in those 90s.
That one catches the outer black for strike 2. The count goes full. And you mentioned the E6, then the 8-5. Not a common one to write in the scorebook. first error of the day committed by the Saints defense, which the defensive struggles have been something that we've seen throughout this season so far. So good to see that they're cleaning it up somewhat through the first half of this game. And, you know, with a chopper like that, a really tough play for Flores to make. Super high chop that has that second hop acceleration and just skips right underneath his glove. So that one's a tough play. You can't really blame him there. Runner on the move, full count, 2 outs, and Antwine goes down swinging to retire the side. Scoreless 7th inning after a couple base runners on, and we'll head to the home half, stretch it out here on the Saints streaming network.
Bullets may fly round, but I lay down. I feel safe and sound on solid ground.
Okay, yeah. They can't hold me. All that pressure weighing on my brain. I confess I front like I don't feel a thing. Still ain't maintain, running from the old me. Every time I drop a tune, they try to tell me. 4 stars, they don't wanna see none. Tryna beat one, that might get you beast on. Lie without, that's when the fleas come.
Legs have been stretched, and we are in the home stretch, bottom of the 7th here between the Oaks and the Saints. All tied up still at 5-5. Jacob Freer, Zach Light, and Evan Reeder due up against a new arm in Matthew Sanders.
And this is a guy that is high leverage for the Conejo Oaks, and the reason he's given up no runs. 4 innings pitched, all out of the pen, and he pitched a week ago today against the Saints and did 1 innings pitched, 2 hits, but none came across, and also has 6 strikeouts to his name on those 4 innings pitched. So a guy that you really want in this tight ball game.
First pitch to Freer, inside, edge for strike 1. Sanders in the portal, heading into his junior season, originally from Sherman Oaks, California. Pitcher frame at 6'5", 210 pounds. And the 4th arm of the day used by the Conejo Oaks, all of which being right-handers, which when you look at the Saints offensive lineup today, 5 left-handed hitters and 1 switch hitter in the form of Braden Flores, who throughout the summer so far seemingly seems a little bit stronger from the left side of the plate. So interesting that the Oaks have not used a left-hander out of the pen today to counter all those bats.
Yeah, I mean, they've seen that they're top guys in the game like this, 5-5. You want your best guys out of the pen. That's why you've seen Zahn and now Sanders. You just want to trust whoever has got it in. All these dudes just happen to be righties.
0-2. Up the middle into center field for a base hit. 0-2 count, turned into a leadoff base runner.
That's the first hit of the day for Jacob Freer, and didn't get a hit yesterday, 0 for 3, so nice to get his weekend back on track right there.
Jacob Freer back in the 4th inning. was a leadoff base runner, reached base via the walk and came around to score. And we've mentioned it so many times today, but it keeps bearing repeating that the leadoff base runners in this game come around to score. There's only been 1 or 2 so far tonight that haven't. So that's a big first get for the Saints here in the 7th inning as the first pitch is down low to Zach Light.
Yeah, Reese did a great job of just popping up and able to glove that even though it was way low. Make sure the runner on Freer doesn't go any farther. He certainly has some wheels over there, even though he's in the 3-hole. Probably more of a leadoff hitter by nature.
Long hold. Freer going to get a jump. Curveball low and in that kicks off the glove of Tyson Reese behind the dish, so he won't have a throw down. Stolen base for Freer gets him into scoring position.
That's great for Freer that he managed to do the stolen base right on that curveball as well. Everything worked out perfectly. Now he's standing on second scoring position.
And a good guy to have in the box to look to score him. 2 for 2 with a walk, and both his hits being RBI doubles. Scored Freer with an RBI double back in the 4th inning as the 2-0 floats way outside 3-0.
Yeah, we've really seen the quality of Zach Light. He's worked to walk and now on track to do the same, but again, like I said, those doubles, both bringing in RBIs, 2 RBIs, 2 doubles on the day for him. I mean, really starting to come into his own, and we know what he's capable of.
3-0, high and away. Light aboard via the base on balls, 2 runners on, and that's in a situation you kind of want to use that unintentional, intentional walk with a guy like Light in the box. Super hot day today. You have a base open. Obviously, the go-ahead run on second base, you let another base runner on that could come around to score, but you also bring in double play opportunities and get to Evan Ryder, who so far hasn't had that offensive success that Light has so far. Ryder 0 for 3 tonight.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing in the sense that, yeah, Light has been electric from that left-hand side batter's box, and he's gone on every single time, whether it's the walk or the double. So use that open base and now go with this next hitter in Ryder, who just hasn't been successful.
Ryder going to square to bunt. Offers at it, but fouls it back, so 0-1. Playing to win right now are the Saints, or at least playing to retake the lead. Oaks took a 1-run lead after the top of the first. Saints countered that in the bottom half by tying things up. Oaks went ahead by 2 after the top of the first. Saints then went ahead by a run after the bottom of the 4th by taking a 4-3 lead. Oaks go ahead 5-4 in the top of the 5th. Saints tie things up in the bottom of the 6th. Now look to retake the lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Ryder once again squaring to bunt. High and in, gets all the way to the backstop, and that will do Ryder's job for him.
That's a brutal one for Matthew Sanders, and I can't really describe how impactful that could end up being. Just such a hard situation now to work out of. Double play was on, now it's not on whatsoever. Runners on 3rd and 2nd, both in scoring position. And even though Ryder hasn't had the day that he's hoped to, still has those 10 RBIs to his name, so you got to know what he can do.
Yeah, Ryder came into today with an average above 350. It's dropped since then, but still a very capable hitter. As getting in the zone with a breaking ball is Sanders, and ultimately Sanders kind of did what he wanted to do in that with a guy like Ryder squaring to bunt. You want to throw that up and in fastballs. It's a really tough pitch to get down for a bunt. It just got away from Tyson Reese behind the dish, and Ryder now doesn't have to square, but he gets rung up on a strike 3 called on the inner half.
That one was a close one. Gets that breaking ball to fall, but that's something where Ryder definitely saw it as a ball, but protect mode nonetheless if it's even close.
Up steps Cannon King, and they're going to intentionally walk him to load the bases. Cannon King, another guy who's really strong with the bat offensively. Got RBIs number 6 and 7 earlier today by hitting a 2-run blast in the 4th inning. But they're going to put him on intentionally to load the bases, bring in some more double play opportunities, and try and get Matthew Sanders out of this inning cleanly.
And Cam Andrews, the guy that hit into double play 6-4-3 last time up. So maybe seeing the scorebook and thinking that's the play. Yeah, maybe a smart move to walk Cannon King intentionally.
First pitch breaker in there for a called strike on Andrews. Strikeout, line out, and a ground into a double play. A 6.43 his last time up, like you mentioned.
Still a guy with a high average, though. Need to know that as well.
Came in today with a team-leading 364 average. As he takes a hack at the 0-1 breaker, and now it's 0-2.
Way early, and now you'll see the Matthew Sanders that the Conejo Oaks have come to know and love and use in very exciting situations, high leverage moments. And he's put himself into a high leverage moment, but the best get out of it.
0-2 the count. That one's up and in for ball one.
And they're really pitch on the inner part of the plate to Cam Andrews. Want to get him in on the hands. Big thing for Andrews here is being fast to it. You be quick with your hands.
1-2 with the bases loaded and 1 out. Sanders deals, swing and a miss. Going breaker after breaker is Sanders, and it works to get the strikeout of Cam Andrews.
Cam Andrews just so frustrated about that one. Immediately buckled out the knees when he didn't get a piece of it. And that's a swing he'll want back. I mean, a good pitch from Sanders, but just need to protect there and make any contact.
Up steps Sean Asperger for the 4th time today. First pitch a called strike.
Everything is landing in the zone for Sanders now after intentionally walking Zach Light. He now stands at second.
0-1, 2 outs with the bases loaded. A little bit of a pull side shift for the Oaks defense. That one's fouled off by Asperger. It's 0-2.
It makes sense. Likes to go down that right side, but Asperger, a guy that's walked today in a single, looking for anything to bring him home, and runners were on of none out. Now 2 out.
0-2, 2 outs. Bases loaded. Sanders delivers. Popped up, left side, foul territory. Going over Stillwell, reaching over, flipping over the fence, but unable to make the grab. A heck of an effort.
That would have been a heck of a play by Stillwell, and I mean, he would have come through the fence if he could to make that. That's certainly adds up. Just, you know, don't really see how far he was away from that one, but I can only assume it was pretty close.
So we'll do the 0-2 again with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Pitch from Sanders, fought off by Asperger.
Sanders continues to fill up the zone. It means Asperger, the walk is seeming less and less likely to bring home the run. It's going to be a battle. And it has been.
The 0-2 from Sanders. Way inside and getting out of the way is Asperger, but in that situation, you'd rather turn and wear that one, score a run, and take the lead.
Yeah, that's just instinct coming into play. And Asperger needs to wear that one. I mean, that's just how it has to be, so you can get on there, right there towards your thigh, you barrel out of the way.
1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Matthew Sanders strikes out the side, escapes the jam, and strands the bases loaded. Score remains at 5 apiece as we head to the 8th inning. Top of the 8th coming up here in Pasadena after a very exciting bottom of the 7th, but we remain scoreless at 5 apiece and looking to keep it that way as the new arm for the Saints.
It's going to be Cash Carroll, and he was on a little streak earlier this year. 8 scoreless for him, but that one was knocked down against this very team, the Conejo Oaks, and gave up 5 earned runs. So total 9 innings pitched this entire season. 5 earned makes him a 5 ERA, but that whip is down. The strikeouts at 12. He has some great stuff. Had 9 strikeouts in that long relief appearance for San Diego Bombers June 7th. This is a guy that hasn't pitched in a bit, but has strikeout stuff, great stuff overall.
Caden Stillwell, Luke Medhurst, Danny Aguilera, the 3 up, due up for the Oaks. As the first pitch, breaking ball misses low and away. Want to note to Stillwell, good start and good debut for the Saints by Hudson Carvalho. Good start to the summer, that is, not good start to the ball game. He came in as the the second arm out, third overall arm used by the Saints today. Went a clean inning, didn't give up any runs, didn't give up any hits, although 2 base runners in the form of a walk and a reach on error. But 2 strikeouts and an out on the base paths as well got him out of the inning relatively smoothly. So now the baton gets passed to Cash Carroll. He's in a 1-1 count against Caden Stillwell. 2 hits on the day so far for him. As Carroll delivers the 1-1, missing a little bit outside.
We'll navigate with that fastball and a slider. Those are the main 2 things that Carroll will go for. Everyone knows what he's capable of. This is a guy that, again, a high leverage situation. You want him in. Just didn't have it last time out, but looking to bring it now.
Here's the 2-1. It's jammed up the middle. Handling it is Flores. Quick throw and a great pick over on first by Zach Light for out number 1.
Yeah, that's an amazing pick. Star-studded from Zach Light. That's why I have him playing first now since he's gone here. He's been a vacuum. Everything goes to him. Has a ×2 radius, if you will. And that's a great play by Flores as well. Just range up the middle. Not easy to get those slow rollers.
Up to Luke Medhurst now with 1 out. 0 for 3 so far today. As he drives this one to center field. Ryder on a dead sprint back, looking up, gets the glove on it, but it kicks out and onto the warning track. As into second base goes Luke Medhurst with a 1-out double.
Evan Ryder did 95% of the work, and the last 5% just couldn't execute it. That was a long run, a tough one, hit very well by Luke Medhurst, but just could not get the final leather, get the ball to stay in the pocket.
Is a double by Medhurst, really tough play to make, going on a basically dead sprint straight backwards was Ryder, and a runner into scoring position with 1 out for the Oaks. Danny Aguilera now stepping in against Cash Carroll, who delivers a first pitch breaking ball that's swung through by Aguilera.
Yeah, it's that curveball at the low 70s, rather mid-70s at that 74. Can go up to 77, but with that fastball at about 90, that's a large discrepancy between those 2 pitches. Makes a tunneling, the layering of it just so much better.
Fly out, ground out, walk with a run scored for Aguilera today. Now in his 4th plate appearance. An 0-1 count, Aguilera checks his swing, doesn't go around, and pitches low and away for ball 1.
Yeah, you see that curveball from Carroll, you always just want to come around. It's hard to lay off of.
One offering from Carroll, goes back to that breaking pitch, and once again, thinking about it is Aguilera, but he holds up 2-1.
Shown some patience, having a walk so far today, and Aguilera, it's just on the outside part of the plate with that breaking ball from Carroll. Tried it twice. Maybe go for a fastball, something different here.
Two-1 swung through. Count evens up at 2 apiece. Going to the fastball there was Carroll, and speeds it straight by Aguilera, who's seen almost nothing but breaking balls this entire at-bat.
Yeah, and that's the spot where you want to go to in. Well, Aguilera, you're thinking in your head you might be waiting for that fastball. You just got to kind of wait on it, but we're still way late. It's really hard to catch up to it, even if you know it's going to come.
Comes the 2-2 from Carroll. Goes to the fastball, but it's spiked in the dirt. Good stop by Andrews. Count goes full.
Yeah, I'd like to see fastball again maybe from Carroll. Peppering it in the zone. He got the swing and a miss earlier in the at-bat 2 pitches ago. That one wasn't a competitive pitch. I think trust your best stuff, and that's looked like its best so far today.
Medhurst at second. 1 gone here in the top of the 8th inning. Long hold from Carroll, who delivers, and it's fouled back.
It goes back to it and had him, but just able to get a piece of it was Aguilera. So went triple it up on that curveball, then triple it up on that fastball. Has both pitches, his main ones, in play now.
Full count with 1 out. Runner on second base. Carroll delivers. Goes back to the breaker, and holding up is Aguilera for a walk.
That's a good decision. You go to the breaker. I don't mind that, but you just can't locate it, and that's just an unfortunate spot to be in. So a good take from Aguilera. All those breaking balls again on the outer part of the plate towards the righty.
With the go-ahead run out on second base, the Conejo Oaks are going to go to a pinch runner, get some more wheels on the base paths, and taking the spot of Luke Medhurst is Brandon Contreras, the junior, or excuse me, heading into his junior season at Ventura College, originally from Camarillo, California. He is the go-ahead run in a 5-5 ball game here in the top of the 8th. As Nate Lopez, the 9-hole hitter, looks to knock him in. First pitch popped up, foul territory. Andrews shading over, making the catch. And a huge second out picked up by Carroll.
That's exactly how you want it. Not productive whatsoever. Doesn't do anything on the base paths. And Cam Andrews' way to get over to it quickly. And just quickly about that pinch runner, Contreras. 7 stolen bases on the year. Had 4 earlier in the week in 1 game. In a 4 or 5 day, he had 4 stolen bases. Team still lost, but he has the wheels, and that is the ideal pinch runner.
Up to the top of the order in James Latshaw. Looking to give the Conejo Oaks a lead with 2 gone here in the 8th as a get-back pickoff attempt from Carroll on the mound. And Contreras going back in with plenty of time. Nobody really holding Contreras on too closely, trying to range up with 2 outs. Have as much room on the infield to work with as you possibly can. Slight hold from Immel at second base. First pitch breaking ball to Latshaw, and he lays off. The pitch just misses outside.
Hasn't gotten the swing and the miss on the breaking ball so far. It's been establishing on the first pitch of the at-bat every single time. Hasn't been landing it, and it is a swing and miss pitch, so you're expecting someone to get over the top of it.
Another pickoff attempt at second base with plenty of time and standing is Contreras. First substitution used from the offensive starting 9 of either side tonight is Contreras taking the spot of Medhurst. 1-0 to the Oaks leadoff man. Swung straight through, but an aggressive hack there from Latshaw. One ball and 1 strike with 2 outs and 2 runners on base. Contreras on second, Aguilera on first. 1-1. That one's downstairs, 2 balls, 1 strike. Luke Medhurst reaching second base, doubling over the head of Evan Ryder in center field, And then Contreras taking his spot as a pinch runner. Aguilera getting on first after a full count walk, And a pop out brings us to Latshaw with 2 outs. 2-1 pitch swung on and fouled back, 2-2.
One more needed for Cash Carroll. Love to get out of this situation. His team was banging out the door. Now the Oaks knocking as well. Send it back to your guys on the offensive end.
Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on base, 5-5 ball game here in the 8th inning. The delivery grounded up the middle into center field for a base hit. Wave is on for Contreras. He's going to score. Andrews to second. Not in time to get Latshaw at second base. And he thought he was out. Tag was applied, and he started walking towards the dugout. Umpire called him safe, and he quickly retreated before the tag could get reapplied. And the Oaks retake another 1-run lead, 6-5 here in the 8th.
It's a great piece of hitting. And that's second. I mean, I put up the out fist because I thought it was in time. I think, like you said, Latshaw thought it was in time as well. And it will be a conversation from Aaron Milam and one of the officials. And that was bang, bang, though. That was right there.
And I definitely thought initially that Saints defense had Latshaw trying to extend, but ultimately that's not how things go down. So now Aguilera stands on third. Latshaw stands at second. And Contreras comes home to score, give the Oaks the lead. 6-5 ball game here in the top of the 8th. Looking to make it more is Owen Melly with 2 runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Fastball on the outer corner, strike 1.
That's one for Carroll where you gave a good pitch, and that one just exactly what Latshaw needs to do. Go right back up the middle, split right on the second base bag, and now runners on the corners, or the third and second.
0-1. Downstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. Melly with a walk, single, ground out, strikeout today. Got a little bit of everything. Had an RBI single back in the second. Walked in his first time up back in the first. Gone silent since then. Now in a 1-1 count. He pokes it the other way. Cannon King coming in, slides, and the ball is not caught. It hits the ground. 2 runs coming in to score for the Oaks, and they extend their lead up to 3 runs.
There's an unraveling now. Owen Melly hits that one well. That's a tough play for Cannon King to make, and it's rough to be frustrated about something that he was so close to getting, did all the hard work, and then one of the hardest parts of it is securing it on the dive towards his left, but pops out the glove at the very last second. So those 3 come across, and this game turns upside down.
Now an 8-5 ball game as the baton gets passed to Tyson Reese, who takes a first pitch strike. 2 1-out base runners turning into 2 2-out RBIs after James Latshaw knocks in one of them and then comes around to score on a 2 RBI single from Owen Melly. Pickoff attempt, and they got him. So Mealy picked off first base, and that will be the 3rd out of the inning, but the damage has been done. 3 runs scored here in the 8th inning as the Oaks take an 8-5 lead to the bottom of the 8th inning.
Baby, if I seem a little bit distracted, like I'm in another place and another time. Well, I apologize for the way I'm acting. I just got a lot of loving you on my mind. Ever since there's a morning, I've been wondering how you do that thing you did last night. Well, let me tell
Bottom of the 8th, Saints once again trailing. It's an 8-5 ball game. Saints looking to extend this one. They need to get 3 runs with 6 outs left to work with as a new arm comes in for the Conejo Oaks. It's Pearson Howell, the sophomore at Pepperdine.
5 innings pitched, 3.6 ERA on the season for Pearson Howell. Last appeared June 16th for Santa Barbara, an inning of no-run ball. His first inning of no runs this entire season.
Very quickly ahead, 0-2 of Dylan Immel, who's leading off here in the 8th. Then it'll kick up to Braden Flores and Carson Panarisi. Pearson Howell from Redondo Beach, California. Going to be a sophomore at Pepperdine. This one's poked up the middle over the head of Howell into center field for an 0-2 base hit.
Way to start it off for Immel. 3rd single of the day, hasn't gone out. 3 for 3 and a walk now. Heck of a day.
It's now back-to-back innings that the Saints have gotten an 0-2 leadoff single. It was Jacob Freer back in the 7th who did it. He was then stranded at third base. Saints had runners on second and third with nobody out at the start of the 7th inning, but then Matthew Sanders struck out the side and prevented any damage, stranded the bases loaded after Cannon King was intentionally walked. And then the Conejo Oaks offense had his back and went and put up a 3-spot. Sanders' day is now done. And they bring in Howe, who gives up and another leadoff single. And the lineup card flips up to Braden Flores, who fouls off the first pitch. Sanders, the 3rd arm out of the pen, went an inning, just 1 hit, no runs with 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. Now Howe comes in, 5th arm for the Oaks, all of which being right-handers, as that one's down below the knees to Flores. I believe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Flores had a bat that would have been very fitting here on Father's Day. It was bright blue, looked like a lightsaber, but now he's using a black one.
I do remember the bat. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And it was the bright blue lightsaber bat. I think we were talking about it last time. Tuesday, I believe,
it was
in the Philippines.
you.
Yeah,
when we were talking about it. But I don't know, maybe it broke in a game or two. Maybe it broke the batting cages, or he's just switching it up. Although I don't know if Flores, the superstitions of baseball, you wouldn't really want to trade out that bat, a guy who's leading the team and up in the top of the CCL leaderboards and RBIs, couple of home runs, handful of hits, and a great average as well. This one on the ground, spinning around Jackson to second, back over but not in time, as a fielder's choice puts one out on the inning and a runner is still on first base.
just legs it out. The lead runner is gone. Solid play from the first baseman, Dylan Jackson, to throw it over. It's a bit too late. Managed to not have enough speed to really make a solid double play ball. to your point, Braden Flores with that blue bat walked 3 times and then got out another 3 times for an over 3 day with 3 walks when he was using that lightsaber bat. Would have complemented Colin Caicedo's blue glove nicely.
Yeah, that was the last game that you and I saw him, but I think he was using that the entire summer, up till today, at least to my knowledge. But either way, he stands on first base.
You might have to check the film, go to film review.
Yeah. Howell going to get a new baseball now for the second time this half inning. 1 gone with a runner on first base. Carson Panarisi stepping up. 2 hits on the day so far, single and a double, 2 ground outs as well. As a back pick attempt from the catcher, Reese flies down the line into right field, and up into scoring position goes Flores.
I don't really think there was much of a play there from Reese, and Flores was bouncing off the bag, but he was going to go back walking. I don't think he was too far off whatsoever, so that one way into right field. Flores just gets a free advance. That's something Reese just has to shake off and go next. Just another decision there.
Takes away the inning-ending double play potential as the 1-0 pitch is fouled straight back and out of play. 1-1 to Panarisi. One and one the count with 1 out, 1 runner on base, and Braden Flores out on second as the Saints look to chip away at a 3-run deficit imposed by the Oaks. Breaker slaps the other way towards the Oaks dugout, 1-2.
Yeah, head coach for the Oaks got a hop step out of the way. Get back in the dugout concrete.
One ball, 2 strikes to Carson Panarisi. Howe delivers, and it's off the outside edge, 2-2.
Panarisi really wanted to offer at that one, saw the dip of the shoulder, but great to lay off. Solid pitch from Howe as well. Exactly what you want to go to there, just didn't get the swing and a miss.
Yeah, Howe going for the same put-away pitch that we saw Cash Carroll trying to use so many times last half inning. So he deals another 2-2. This one's right down Broadway for a called strike 3. 2 gone here in the 8th.
And that one's just frozen. Again, curveball, last pitch, goes fastball. Just, you know, like you said, down Broadway, right down the pipe. And Panarisi was not expecting that. Just couldn't be reactionary there and fight it off.
Panarisi sitting something else and didn't get it. Now a leadoff base runner for the Saints. Potentially not coming around to score again after they were so good on cashing in on those opportunities in the first half of this ball game. But another good guy to have in the box, and Jacob Freer looking to knock in a 2-out RBI.
Saints were in this game, and now following that rough top part of the frame are 3 runs clear.
We're going to look to chip away. 4 outs remaining offensively for the Saints, chasing 3 runs. And with just a base hit here from Freer, likely to score 1 and bring a tying run to the plate. Still have a whole another set of outs come the bottom of the 9th, assuming the score remains the same this half inning. As Freer takes way upstairs, he's in a hitter's count. Three and 0. Likely red light going to be on for Freer. Won't matter. It's ball 4. 4-pitch walk to put 2 runners on base and bring the tying run to the plate.
Yeah, take sign was on, but who was going to take that even if it wasn't? So that will bring a dangerous bat up. 2 for 2. Another 2 at bats with walks.
Yeah, now Howe on the mound feeling a little bit vulnerable after a 4-pitch walk to Jacob Freer as he brings up a really hot bat, like you mentioned, in light. Takes the first pitch strike. RBI double, walk and walk so far for Zach Light. On base 4 times tonight. with 2 hits and 2 RBIs. The 0-1 pitch swung through, 0-2. Howe doing a good job bouncing back, getting ahead of Light.
If you're able to get the best batter of the day, or at least one of the best batters of the day and Light out, that's just big. That just shows the dominance.
Jumping out on second is Flores. Howe staying composed, delivers, and it's fought off.
Able to get just over the top of it to foul it off. Was on swing mode, and he will be. But 0-2, time to protect now, and Light has to grind out this at-bat.
Uphill battle for Light in an 0-2 hole. We've seen the Saints get some 0-2 base hits. None would be bigger than this one. The pitch down low off the chest plate of Reese, but not far enough for any runners to advance.
You'd rather be safe than sorry there, I'd say. I mean, while you can run there, ball's right under it, and you don't know when Tyson Reese is going to pick that one up, and he's shown he could throw it down to third and second pretty well all day long.
One and two the count, 2 gone, 2 on in a 3-run ball game. Howe delivers. A disciplined take there on a curveball in the dirt, 2-2.
Brings it even. Keeps on battling.
Brings us to an intense Deuces Wild with 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 on base. Light, the tying run at the plate. Howe delivers, runners go, pitches downstairs. Now we're going to have a full count, 2-out situation with 2 in scoring position.
Went on the curveball. Reese wasn't going to attempt it. And third and second was not ready for it either way. Still need a hit to bring him home, but they're 90 feet closer.
Now you do have an open base to play with for Howe. Payoff pitch. Fought off again by Light.
Well, went from a dire situation for the Saints. Down 3 is now one where they're on the doorstep, feeling the doormat, but still need to crack it open.
Howe set from the windup, delivers the payoff pitch. Ball 4 high and wide. Bases loaded, tying run aboard for the Arroyo Seco Saints.
Was down 0-2, reaches after a full count. Sanders got to be kicking himself, or rather Howe, my apologies, has to be kicking himself. Can't let a great opportunity be wasted. That does bring up Ryder, who hasn't had success today, one of the only Saints players that hasn't reached.
First pitch shot the other way into right field for a base hit. 1 run scores. Wave is on for Freer. Throw in, not in time. Heading to second and safely is Reeder with a 2 RBI single with 2 outs, and we are in a 1-run ball game.
Hasn't had the success, but he gets it at the right moment. Brings home 2. Then gets a bit aggressive in a great way, heading to second. So 2-out base hitting for the Saints. This time, they're able to score.
And we've seen Cannon King in this situation before, and they intentionally walked him the first time. Looks like they're going to intentionally walk him this time as well to load the bases. Go-ahead run on second base, tying run on third base. After the second intentional walk is issued to Cannon King to bring up Cam Andrews.
Again, you don't blame the intentional walk. That'll be technically his 3rd walk. Second intentional versus King, and Andrews just, again, the other guy that hasn't gone on today.
8-7 ball game, bases loaded, 2 outs. Andrews takes a big hack at the first breaker and falls down 0-1.
Yeah, wanted all of it, got none of it.
Light on third. Ryder on second, King on first. 1-run ball game here in the bottom of the 8th. Howe delivers, shot the other way into right field, base hit. This game's tied. Wave is on for the go-ahead. He's in safely. Over to third base is King, and he's safe. Saints back ahead with runners on the corners and 2 outs.
This game is one heck of a seesaw. They're back in the lead. The 2 guys that have had no success on this Sunday are the ones that come up big.
Up to Sean Asperger as the Oaks are going to call a mound meeting. And, man, what a game it's been. And in this half inning, it really all goes back to Zach Light's at-bat. He falls down 2-0, and he comes all the way back to draw a walk that loads the bases. Then Ryder with a 2 RBI single knocks in 2 runs. An intentional walk to Cannon King to load the bases again. And a 2 RBI single from Cam Andrews to put runners on the corners and retake the lead for the Arroyo Seco Saints. 9-8 ball game here in the bottom of the 8th as a new arm comes in for the Oaks. We'll take a quick breather and be right back with more information. Saints have already retaken the lead here in the bottom of the 8th, and they're looking to do more. Runners on the corners with 2 outs, 9-8 ball game. The Saints put up a 4 spot on the reliever Pearson Howe, who recorded just 2 outs, gave up 4 runs on 3 hits with 3 walks and a strikeout. Now they hand it off to Braden Lau.
Yeah, 5 innings pitched for Lau. Coming in this game as one of the only guys that has no runs against him for the Oaks. Has a low arm angle as well, you see right there, but soars it high. So unique angle for a unique pitcher, and the Saints back in this one. It's been back and forth.
Yeah, it's been a really intense game here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field, and a fun one as well. Lead changes all over, tied games. Back to lead changes as runner goes. Pump fake down to second, and both runners are now up into scoring position.
Yeah, that's intelligent from Reese. You don't even want to attempt that because you already know the runner from third is raring to go down to home. So do the pump fake. Maybe you can check him at third. That's what he was looking to do, but didn't get it from Cannon King.
Lau set and delivers. And the sidearm floater misses high and away. It's 2-1.
Really unique angle. Creates different spins, something that's just a new look. And that's probably why he's had so much success earlier in the season. It's hard to figure out a guy that doesn't throw traditionally.
Slow chopper to the first baseman, Dylan Jackson, who flips to Lau for out number 3. But the damage is done. The Saints go back ahead. We're headed in a 1-run ball game to the final frame here in Pasadena. Top of the 9th inning, final frame here in Pasadena. Saints ahead by 1. Cash Carroll back out onto the mound, looking to slam the door shut on the Oaks, pick up a win, and get the Saints rather back into the win column as they're on a 2-game bender. Oaks looking to break a 4-game loss streak and at least extend this one, try and tie it up, if not take the lead here in the top of the 9th. First pitch, fastball in there for a called strike at the knees of Tyson Reese. Reese started an at-bat an inning ago in the 8th, but after a pickoff out on the base paths that ended the inning, he gets a fresh one to start the 9th. That one just below the knees, 1-1.
This is a spot where the Saints need that Cash Carroll versus San Diego earlier in the season. That 6-inning scoreless, 9-strikeout version of Cash Carroll is what they need to be on the bump right now to close this out.
That one pulled through the 3-4 hole into right field for a base hit. Leadoff man on for Conejo.
Both teams just keep on hitting. And the runs have become from a lot of base hits today. That's been the story, not necessarily the walks or anything else, but great piece of hitting by Reese to lead things off. And we know the story about the leadoff runner scoring. Conejo looking to get back in this one. It's just been continuously back and forth.
Now up steps Dylan Jackson. He takes a called strike after the breaker hits the low outside corner. A 1 pitch. That one runs inside, 1-1. And you mentioned it, we've seen an offensive showing today. 13 hits apiece for both teams. We've had 6 lead changes so far throughout this ball game. It's been a back and forth seesaw, and it's due for an exciting ending. Here is the tying run for the Oaks is aboard first base. Go ahead now at the plate. Breaking pitch just outside for ball 2. Two and 1 the count to Dylan Jackson, first baseman batting in the cleanup spot tonight for the Oaks. Cash Carroll delivers, goes to the breaker again. This one not as competitive. 3-1 to the 4-hole hitting 1B.
None of these guys for Conejo has even really offered to that breaking ball all too much, and it is one of Cash Carroll's bread and butter pitches. It needs to find something in here. Double play is on as well for runner on first.
2 hits on the night for Jackson. 3-1. Upstairs, ball 4. Jackson aboard for the 4th time tonight, and this time he's the go-ahead run.
It doesn't appear there's anyone in the bullpen either. There will be an infield meeting between all the guys, but no one warming in the bullpen. This is Cash Carroll's game to finish. That's a lot of faith from the Saints, and they believe Cash can get it done.
Absolutely Cash Carroll's game to finish, although it looks like they might be getting some action going on now. But Carroll is in line to pick up the win, assuming he can close the door here on the Oaks and get out of this inning cleanly. There's 2 base runners on, guy on second, the tying run, guy on first, the go-ahead. And Tyler Antwine, we saw last half inning when the Saints put up a 4 spot, it was the guys who had the more quieter offensive days getting the jobs done when they were needed. And Antwine does have a sacrifice fly to bring in 1 RBI, but he's yet to reach base tonight. So a great opportunity for him as the Saints, or as the Oaks rather, look to get back into this one and extend it.
There is the movement now in the bullpen. You got to think maybe that meeting also to buy some time for the potential relief arm, but Carroll is still going to attack this guy. 2 runners on against him.
First pitch from Carroll to Antwine in there for a strike. Pinch runner again used for the Conejo Oaks. Taking the spot of Dylan Jackson at first base is Zach Nagy, the sophomore at the University of San Francisco. He represents the go-ahead run here in the 9th inning of the Oaks versus the Saints. Carroll's 0-1 pitch, just a little bit low, 1-1. One ball, one strike. Cash Carroll set. He delivers to Antwine. Popped up. Right side, shallow right field. Cannon King, long run in and makes the grab for out number 1. Huge out picked up there by Cash Carroll.
That's big from Cannon King as well. Running well from a spot in right, and while you may be thinking, why is he not letting the other guys have it? He definitely just had the beat on it first out of everyone. And if you have that early, you look at it and you can get to it, it's all yours.
Up steps Caden Stillwell. He's got 2 base hits on the night so far, but has been retired his last 2 times up. Tying run on second base, go ahead over on first. But the double play to end the game now a potential for Cash Carroll on the mound. His first pitch. He's going to go low, try and induce that ball on the ground, but he misses just a little bit too far down 1-0.
That is where the curveball will come in handy. Hoping he swings over the top of it.
1-0, 2 on, 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Carroll delivers. That one a little bit low as well. 2-0 to Stillwell. Brandon Contreras awaiting on deck. He checked in as a pinch runner for Luke Medhurst last inning in the top of the 8th. But right now it rests on Caden Stillwell with 2 runners on and 1 out. 2-0 pitch. Check to swing, called strike either way, 2-1.
Yeah, you don't want to let this get to Contreras. Didn't get the start today, but leads the team in averages. An average, one of the best in RBIs, just gets it done. He's a leadoff guy by nature, but he's dangerous. This is the guy. This is who you need to go for.
1-run game with 2 runners on. Stillwell 2 for 4 so far today, single and a double. Carroll with a look to second, delivers the 2-1. Called strike on the low outside corner, count evens up.
That's paint from Cash Carroll. Thought that was maybe a little bit outside, but gets rewarded.
Stillwell going to take his time digging back in. No pitch clock, so he can take as much time as he would like. Carroll comes set. Umpire going to call a quick timeout. Stillwell going to take a couple more breaths. Tyson Reese on second base. Zach Nagy on first. Nagy representing the go-ahead. Reese representing the tying run. 2-2 count to Caden Stillwell. Carroll deals. Breaking pitch laid off by Stillwell. Count goes full.
As much as you don't want to walk this guy, the base is technically open. Still, this needs to be competitive, and this can't waste one over the middle, of course, but make him really offer at it and want it.
Action pitch upcoming from Carroll. Full count, 2 on, 1 out. The pitch. Low and away, ball 4. Go ahead run into scoring position. Bases loaded with 1 out for the Oaks.
There will be a meeting. It seemed that backstop. Andrews called for it with pitching coach Matt Stone. Bullpen looking up, see if they go to it.
Another pinch runner going to be used by the Oaks here. Try and add some insurance if he can come around to score. As over on first base is Grant Rodriguez taking the spot of Caden Stillwell.
Carroll is going to stay out there, even though there is the arm warming. Can't identify who it is just now. Bases are loaded. Carroll got to be taking a few huge deep breaths for the dangerous batter for Conejo.
Up steps Brandon Contreras. Checked in as a pinch runner earlier in this one, getting his first at-bat here in the biggest spot of the game. Bases loaded. Tying run on third. Go ahead on second. 1 out in the top of the 9th. First pitch. Down below the knees. 1-0.
Pitches need to be competitive, and while he knows who's across from him and Contreras, gotta attack. No time like the present.
Contreras ahead 1-0. Carroll deals. On the ground, through the left side, a base hit. This game is tied. Panarisi's throw not in time, and the Oaks retake the lead.
That is the Contreras effect. Comes in, sees a pitch, second one, out to left. 2 come across. Oaks retake the lead. And Carroll was kept in the game to finish this one off. Can't.
Huge spot filled by Brandon Contreras, knocking in 2 runs and retaking the lead for the Oaks. 7th lead change of the ball game, as it's 10-9 in favor of Conejo. Still 2 runners on base, 1 out. First pitch, strike from Cash Carroll. Danny Aguilera in an 0-1 count with 1 out. 2 runners on base. Carroll's breaking ball just a little bit outside. 1-1 the count to Aguilera, who's hitless tonight, but reaching base and scoring twice via the base on balls. One at the knees for a called strike 2.
Yeah, fastball notching it right at the knees, like you said, and Carroll ahead now. Could be a big out. Double play is on. Go to third, second, wherever you want.
1-2 pitch. Outside, ball 2.
It's just got to be fastball for Cash Carroll. It's been the pitch that's been working. That curveball just has not been landing, especially on the outside part of the play. Aguilera saw those curveballs last inning and didn't offer at any of them.
Two and 2 to Aguilera. He swings through it, and that's strike 3. 2 gone here in the 9th.
That's why you go to what's been working. Cash Carroll. He knows that traditionally the curveball is the swing and miss pitch, the one that's going to get you that last strike and get the out. But it's been the fastball all day long that has been setting everything up and at that point finishing it.
Nate Lopez up with 2 outs and 2 on. 10-9 Oaks leading. Lopez with a little bit of everything so far today. A single, a strikeout, a ground out, and a pop out. First pitch from Carroll, called strike one. A 1 pitch, chopped foul, 0-2. Carroll ahead, still out on the mound, trying to get through his second full inning of work, but the Oaks have done the damage to him, and they lead by 1 run after putting up so far 2 runs here in the top of the 9th. Carroll not trying to allow any more than that. The 0-2 pitch lined into left field. Panarisi with a couple steps to his right, and he makes the grab for out number 3 as we head with a 1-run ball game to the bottom of the 9th. Saints coming to hit.
Baby, if I seem a little bit distracted, like I'm in another place and another time. Well, I apologize for the way I'm acting. I just got a lot of loving you on my mind. Ever since there's a morning, I've been wondering how you do that thing you did last night. Well, let me tell
Bottom of the 9th inning, 1-run ball game here in Pasadena as Dylan Immel looks to lead things off and represent another leadoff base runner for the Saints here as he has been before. That one outside. Immel ahead 1-0. Lined right at the shortstop, Danny Aguilera, who makes the grab for out number 1.
Heads up play by Aguilera and Immel. There's more great contact that time. Will not get rewarded for it in the battle versus former teammate Matt Wagner. Low gets it.
So now the lineup card flips to the top of the order. Braden Flores looking to spark a 1-out rally, get the Saints at least to extend this one. This one lined through the 5-6 hole into left field for a base hit. Tying run aboard for Arroyo Seco.
Big for Braden Flores, and this is the part of the lineup you want. Flores with that single right there. Second hit of the day will bring up Panarisi, a guy that can put solid swings on the ball, sometimes swing too much, but this is an area where You want those big swings. You want something impactful from Panarisi.
First pitch to Carson Panarisi, called strike. Oh, 0-1 the count, 1 out with 1 runner on base. Lau deals on the ground left side. Flores to second, to first, ball game. The Oaks turn a 6-4-3 double play to end this one. But what a thriller it was. 10-9 the final score here at Jackie Robinson Field. The Oaks snapped their 4-game losing streak, and that extends the Saints' losing streak up to 3 games now. But what an intense one it was. Back and forth matchup, offensive slugfest, 7 lead changes, and at the end of the day, you just got to tip your cap to the Oaks for earning that one.
Oh, yeah, that is just a heck of a game. And 2 teams out working on slumps, looking to break a streak. Something was going to have to give tonight, and it was an offensive day over the board. 10-9 final, and especially the latter part of this one, that 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, just continuously back and forth. I mean, this is amazing California Collegiate League summer baseball. I mean, this is what you come here to see. So hats off to the Oaks, the Saints. Need to look to the future, but just what a game.
Yeah, and again, a loss for the Arroyo Seco Saints, but we've mentioned this on previous losses. It's one that you would have to describe like a good loss. Obviously, no loss is one that you want, but if you're going to lose a game, you'd rather lose it in one like this where you out-hit the other team. 14 hits for the Saints, 13 hits for the Oaks, and ultimately it seems like both these teams were playing really well, but I personally think the Saints played a little bit better than the Oaks. They just couldn't come out on top quite enough. They out-hit them by 1. The Oaks had 1 more error than the Saints did. It just seemed like a close battle, and ultimately the Oaks come on top. So if you're the Saints, I don't think you can be too upset about this one.
No, I've said it. The Saints have been playing their best baseball of the year so far, and they just haven't been rewarded for it. You know, coming off 2 tough games versus one of the best teams in the entire nation, the Foresters, and now have to play the Oaks, who are a great team. Been on a slump, yes, but arguably outperformed them. And I think the biggest thing for the Saints is they didn't have 1 inning against them, which was a blow-up inning, at least on the pitching side, the defensive side. 3, Carroll didn't have the greatest outing, 5 runs again versus him, but all will be earned. But not one guy that really kind of blew the game or had a really rough outing. Overall, just a little bit here, a little bit there, as it is of CCL baseball often, but the offense just continues to shine and finds its legs after 2 runs yesterday, blowing up for 9 runs, but just couldn't get to the double digits, which is where the game was settled today.
A really exciting one here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field, and the Oaks outlast the Saints by a final score of 10-9. Braden Lowe, the winning pitcher for the Oaks. Cash Carroll, the losing pitcher for Arroyo Seco Saints, and that will do it on our coverage here in Pasadena. On behalf of everybody here for the Arroyo Seco Saints, we thank you so much for tuning in. And on behalf of our broadcast producer, Luke Saruma, my broadcast partner, Dylan DeCesare, I'm Riley Horn signing off, saying so long from Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. Enjoy the rest of your night, folks, and happy Father's Day.